wrapped around your soul with no control. You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I'll run, I'll hide. Darkness always clouds my mind. When I look behind, it's moving closer every time. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. 'Cause darkness, my old friend, you get me in the end. See you at the end. At the end. Can you feel it wrapped around your soul with no control? You can't breathe when you're drowning underwater. There's so much water. I can't pretend that I have a strong defense. 'Cause darkness, my old friend, you get me in the end. See you at the end.
Folks at home, 1-0. We won 1-0. Not much else to say. But
guess what I was just doing?
What's that?
I was watching the Universe Galaxy.
Is he doing a stream tonight or something?
No, I was watching an old live stream. I think you'd like it. I actually think you'd quite enjoy it.
Yeah, I haven't had the time to watch any of it lately. Scott says he likes to rave. Gotta have good music on stream, I think. It helps. It helps get the ball rolling. Although I'm still trying to get I've got so much tech here now that I'm a little bit slow. I'm not as quick as I used to be. But anywho, I think I put the link in the chat. I'm not sure if I did or not. I did. If anybody out there wants to jump on, the link to jump on is in the chat and pinned to the top. I would prefer if you happen to be a football fan. It's not a necessity, but if you are a baseball or basketball fan and you'd like to come interlock with us, I please wait until the last 2 hours of the show. But yeah, Lewis Watts says he'll join in then. Okay, you're a football fan. That's good. Yeah. Is it okay to pop on? Yes, if the link is in the debate or in the debate. I was reading Cody's comment above that.
Actually, like everyone else is invited, but not you, Mr. K. Get on here.
Only Mr. K is not invited. No, everybody's invited. Yeah. So we won today. Kinda. I mean, we won. I mean, that's true. But it's not like we, dominated the match and deserved the 3 points there. I think we were fairly lucky to get out of that one with all 3 points and not a 0-0 draw.
Look, nobody's ever gonna complain about like getting 3 points, and especially like I feel like because fans have been absent from matches for so long, like the effect that the fans are having at the grounds is like augmented right now. And as the players grow accustomed to having fans around again, that will kind of like diminish. Not to the point where it doesn't have an effect, because we know that it has an effect, but it's like the effect is on steroids right now. At least I don't know. Maybe I'm just grasping at straws for like. It's funny because like you get a guy like Bob Spur who's like, they didn't look like scoring, they blah blah blah. I didn't think we looked very good at all. Like I thought we looked better against Man City. I felt more comfortable. Yeah. I felt way more comfortable against Man City. Like this game, when Harry Winks came on, I basically spent the last like extra time, like the added time, I was like legitimately shaking. Like just I thought we were getting carpet bombed,
Yeah, no, I mean it's we're lucky that Wolves are horrible finishers, and they have been for a while. Yeah, I mean it's a good thing. I don't think they've scored in their first 2 matches, have they?
No.
Kind of like Arsenal. Ooh, sitting in 19th, where they belong.
Good. Looks good on them, and they got Man City next week, and they have to play a League Cup match on Wednesday.
Yeah. They got a. Oh, he's even got his camera on tonight. Look at that.
Evening, guys.
Evening.
Is my microphone okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can hear you. It's not glorious, but we can hear you. It's clear. There's no background noise, so that's fine.
That's the most important thing. Honestly, it's been what 6-7 months trying to get a microphone to work properly. How you boys been?
We've been good. Been good.
You're enjoying the season so far?
So far, so good. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm. Do I see our squad as being a dominating squad where I'm like, do I think that we are looking like Chelsea? No, not even close.
No, but
we're doing
have
enough.
Some sort of perception in your mind before the season started that it was going to be a disaster from point one.
No, I didn't.
First of all, I mean, did you have that thought in your mind that we're going to get absolutely demolished by them?
No, I didn't. Season? I didn't. People that, when you say things early and you say them with confidence, you can later boast a little bit that you were first to the house, and I was calling for Nuno to be our next manager from April, so I was fairly confident that Nuno was going to keep us in the hunt, at least for European spots. Not necessarily top four. Top four would be an option if we got in 2 center backs and a right winger, who had at least 10 to 12 goal contributions a season. And we don't have that yet. But as shaky as our attacking prowess is looking at the moment, the defense looks like, 17-18 Wolves defense, which is a positive because they had one of the best defenses in the league that year. That was the year that they got 7th place, I think, and they had something like
there's been some crunching tackles on the right wing.
Yeah, I'm Jeff Tengenga's
leaving a few ankles behind somewhere and some shins.
I just hope he doesn't hurt himself, though. That's a problem. He has a little bit of history of injury himself, right? So
the problem with injuries when you're in defense is that if you try to pull out of something that you've already gone into, even hesitate for a split second, that's when you get an injury. Otherwise, you're stronger than the rest. That's why you're a defender. So if you go in with conviction every time, you're not going to come out. You're going to come through unscathed. The problem is that hesitation in the back of your mind if you're on a yellow, that split second, and that's what causes injuries, especially ligament damage. But the way I see it, Tanganga's firmly in his mind that he's going to do whatever it takes until the referee stops him. I mean, the referee spoke to him in the last game like 4 or 5 times, including call his captain. And he didn't listen. He's carried on crunching. He goes, okay, fine. I can't hit his ankle. I hit him in the shin. I can't hit him in the shin. I hit him in the knee. I can't hit him in the knee. All right, well, I'm bashing with my shoulder.
No, I agree with you 100%. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. For me too, like muscular damages though too. Like if you go in and say you miss or you slip, if you're going in full speed like that all the time, you are putting wear and tear on some of your muscles. Ankle wise, knee wise, and joint stuff like that, you should be fine. But it's sometimes muscular injuries can be an issue. Especially because you're going in and then you're planting hard and things tend to break sometimes. But Ali here asks, do you think, and I think this is the first time I've seen you in the chat, so welcome to the show. Do you think we still need another center back even though Dyer and Sanchez are doing well? I do. And the reason why I do is Dyer did very well at the beginning of last season too, and we all know how that ended up. And the season before that, he always has periods where he can get out of it. But I mean, like we saw today where he's, wins the ball back and drives in the midfield and gives it right away and puts Traore pretty much one-on-one with Lloris, which looked a lot like the Conference League match. Didn't he do the exact same thing in that match as well? I mean, it's not something that we want to keep doing, right? Putting wingers one-on-one with Lloris.
Well, the thing is, so Dyer and Sanchez played really well against Manchester City. And yeah, we kept a clean sheet today, but I didn't think that they were nearly as good today.
No.
And the thing is too, like, I think one of the aspects that's kind of papering over the imperfections of our center back situation is the fact that we've got Oliver Skip, who's dropping in behind and mopping up. Like, especially like, there was a couple of times in the second half where we had a set piece or a corner kick, and Jose Sa got the ball, booted it downfield, and Dyer was still in the 18-yard box, and the first man back was Oliver Skip. And people are saying that Ollie Skip didn't have a great game, and he almost gave away that penalty. But like, I just find that he's contributing so much cover for the likes of Sanchez and Dyer when they get caught out, and if the thing is, if we improved the center back situation, we wouldn't have to play Oliver Skip in such a defensive role. And I think that's just like contributing into how defensive the team is looking.
Yeah, I thought we looked more defensive today than we did against City. It could have been to the fact that it looked like Son was kind of nursing an injury. I think it really just depends on what it is. My concern right now too is if Mora isn't locked in to doing amazing work in the midfield, we don't really have any other help there. Dele Alli, he was okay, but he wasn't creating anything, right? He was doing well with what was presented to him, but he wasn't holding the ball up in the midfield and playing people in and progressing the ball forward. Højbjerg and Skip really don't have that in their locker either. So, and then Giovanni Lo Celso, ambiguous again when he came on. But let's bring in Aaron Dove. What?
Oh my days! Is my microphone okay?
Yeah,
man.
Better than it did before. Welcome, Aaron.
I'm trying to find the remote control so I can turn down the feedback.
Yeah, we can.
Well, I'll mute you. I'll mute yourself when you're ready after you find the remote control.
Mr. K, how many channels do you get on that thing?
This one over here is originally from 1980, I think 9.
It's well made.
You're unmuted now, Aaron. So
it's solid. Honestly, it's lasted for absolute decades. Old is gold, right?
Yeah.
I dug it out from somewhere. It's like I thought, wow, where's it got to? But yeah,
just like yourself.
I mean, I see everyone's like got some trendy headphones on and so forth, and I'm thinking, I'm too old for that type of stuff.
Hey, but the retro stuff is in right now. Right?
No, but this covers the outside of my ear, so my ear doesn't get steamed up in any way.
Yeah, just don't go walking. Don't go walking in the rain with that thing. You might get that looks like a lightning rod.
No, there's a band here that kind of comfortably holds onto my skull, and this antenna, it feeds into all the Spurs fans out there. I can read their thoughts.
Are those AKGs? It looks like AKG. They still do that on their even on their new ones. They have that with that band that runs across the top. I don't know. It's just their style. That's what AKG does.
It's a very old school style.
Yeah.
Like back in the day styles. Yeah, metal retainers. It goes back to retros back in space days, back in the 30s. It's that type of look.
But before we get too far deep in the weeds, I have been updating. I have had not a lot of time, but throw this up here and give some shout outs to folks. All the folks that make stuff possible for the channel. We've got our Patreon members, Spartan 7 Gaming, Wayne Bonner, Mama Coach, Celery Agent AG, Gogama, Tony Go, Alex Burleton, Bob Spur TV, John N, and Aaron Dove joined the Patreon. If you'd like to do that, I'm going to throw a link in the chat. You guys are welcome to go sign up for that. And if that doesn't tickle your fancy, we do have YouTube memberships. Matt Hayes, Tottenham Blog, Saizez, Denny Kariakou, Tony Go, Wayne Bonner, Dan THFC, otherwise known as the Yed Kid. Tony Go, I have his name on there twice. I don't think he has two. He does have both Patreon and YouTube memberships, but I'll have to take that one out. I didn't say that. Scott M, Kieran McDonald, and Tottenham Tantrum. If you'd like to become a member and you're watching on your phone or it makes it difficult for you, I'll go ahead and throw a link for that as well. And thank you guys for helping support the channel. Also, too, if you want to go get yourself some sweet merch, you can head on over to www.thfcrants.com. The only cost $5 million Dele Alli Tarantula one, I think, is really applicable now. I think that's a good one that you should go pick up. And there's a bunch of other stuff that's in there, too. Marcelo, who's here listening quietly, I'm telling you, bro, and a bunch of other stuff. So there's the link for that. Go ahead and check that stuff out. But Mr. Marcelo, how you doing, man? Long time no see, buddy.
Long time no see. Long time no see. How I'm doing? Well, let's say this. The Gunners are fucked. Tottenham is 6 points up. It's a good day. It's a good day. It's always a good day, boys.
That is true.
TV and chill.
Marcelo, your boy, the Tangangster, he's now the cruncher. He's been doing some crunching action on the right wing.
Man, I called it out. 2 seasons ago. Ages ago. My Twitter name has been Tangangsta since that kid was like, I think like in the under 20s. You know what I mean? Like I mean, I've been following our academy, and I've been like, I just knew that kid was just gonna be something, man. Like
Marcelo,
I knew he was gonna be something.
So like Tanganga, it looks like it's his job to lose at right back, and after playing really well last week against Man City, how nervous were you when he had that early collision with the Wolves player and they were both down? Well, I think it was Marcelo that he collided with, because my heart was stopped. I'm like, if Tanganga gets hurt, we are fucked.
Nah, lad, I had no. That kid, I'm telling you, he is built different.
He went down
he
to have a
is.
breather.
Honestly,
he saw the other guy go down. He goes, you know what? I might as well just have a breather while I'm here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a little bit of a break. I knew he was gonna get up right away. He's a monster, dude. Tanganga is a monster. Absolutely love the kid. He's just he's one of our own. Like, how can you not love him? And he gives just everything he says. The club has given me this opportunity. The club has built me for who I am.
Very humble.
I have to give back. He's so humble. He bleeds for this shirt. He's so Tottenham through and through. I mean, it almost reminds me a little bit of I wasn't around for Ledley King. You know what I mean? I was only around really when he was at his last legs. He was about to retire. But from the way that people spoke about Ledley King when he was in his prime, it almost sounds like that, man. You know what I mean? Just a monster, an animal. I love it.
About time we had Rock in our defense. I mean, look, we've got Rodon yet to pop up.
Yeah. Oh, we needed some men. I always kept saying, Aurier, when I kept telling people that Tanganga should be played at right back, and he beat our best right back, it's purely because nowadays people always think as right backs as attacking players, crosses, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and they got a point about that. They got a point. Tanganga isn't the best.
But Marcelo, Vertonghen showed that if you're a versatile defensive player, you can play center, you can play a 3-man formation, and you can play in a 4-man formation where you can go on either wing. You should be able to do that as a defensive person. Obviously, if you're younger, then you got lots of energy and you can spring up there and build up those muscles.
But what I was trying to say, Mr. K, is that people like to make these comparisons with Trent. That our wing backs need to be quick and attacking. But Trent knows also how to defend. Guys like Reece James, they know how to defend first, and you can rely on them on defending. with Aurier and Doherty, you can't rely them for anything in defending. It's basically you might as well just chalk up a big hole on that right-hand side. That's what it is. Yeah, just get skinned. And they're not even that great on attacking. I don't know why everybody always, thinks Aurier is that great. His crosses are poor. You know what I mean? Tanganga is actually more tidier at attacking than Aurier, in my opinion.
He has shown a little bit more attacking prowess in these first two games than we've seen from him in the past, but
we'll give him that for sure.
I still think that if we sell Aurier, we still need to bring another right back in. We can't just be in a situation as a football club that's trying to achieve things in the Premier League, not having capable backups at most of the positions.
Cody.
No, I agree.
Cody, how many players have we currently got that can play right back? Currently,
3.
Forget how good they are. Just how many can play?
I'd say 3, 4 if you want to count Bergwijn. But you've got
Dyer? Sissoko right back.
Dyer doesn't have the pace to play right back.
Sissoko can play right back.
Sissoko can play right back.
He has done it before. He's done it before.
No, but you're all talking about right backs. We need right midfielder, right winger, somebody who's going to spread the width, someone who's going to, do the opposite job to what Sonny does on the left.
I got to give.
Hello.
Yeah, I got to give my friend Simos a shout out real quick. Sorry to interrupt, but he's an Arsenal fan, but he's one of the good ones.
Bollocks.
They do exist, but so I don't know what to tell you, fella. Don't know what to tell you, friend.
Some good ones. They do exist.
I'd banter you, but I feel bad for you. So
no, I don't.
I don't. Roll it in.
You should have cheered for a better club.
Look. We won. They lost. It happens. Unfortunately, it's happening right now. We're absolutely loving it.
19th place. That's crazy.
No.
That's crazy.
We're tied first or something, isn't it?
No, he's one of the good ones. He's a nice guy. Yeah.
Newcastle, they actually bumped up Newcastle despite Newcastle losing 2 games.
Hold it.
See, I told you he's one of the good ones. He's even honest enough to banter himself. He said we should have sent in our ladies team.
Ladies team, that's hilarious.
Anyway, we're going to digress walking away from our club, so let's not go there. I've done that with the Armory. I pop on there sometimes.
No, he's a personal friend of mine, so I gotta give him shots out.
If Norwich can squeak a draw against Leicester next week, we could see Arsenal 20th because they've got Man City next week.
There's no way they're beating Man City. I mean, they don't beat Man City regardless, but especially with what's going on now. I'm expecting that to be a pumping. I really do. I expect that to be a 3 or 4-0. I think Arsenal are in the mud. Let's just be real here. They spent $50 million on Ben White. I told everybody Ben White is shit. You don't spend $50 million on a championship defender, which is what he is. He's a relegation/championship defender. There's our only experience. You don't spend $50 million on a championship defender to bring in to improve an already shit defense and expect to him to change that. To improve a defense, you need a guy that's been there, done it. He has the experience, he has the ability already, and he's gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like Van Dijk was already 27 in his prime, tearing it up in the Premier League, one of the hottest defenders in the Premier League. That's the guy you want. Romero, one of the best defenders in Serie A. That's the guy you want to come in and improve your defense. Not fucking Ben White. They spent $50 million. They spent $120 million already in this transfer window. And they have brought in Lokonga, Ben White, and who else?
Marcelo, if we hadn't brought in Romero right, what place would we be in comparison?
No,
Romero hasn't played right now, and we're 2-0, right?
I know,
exactly.
but we showed our intention by getting him.
Yeah, but that's not going
That's how you improve defenses. Sometimes you don't.
We're getting too hyped about Romero. He hasn't played a game yet in the Premier League.
Nah. Listen, I'm already telling you this, Aaron. He's quality, man. You just give him time. He's quality. You're gonna love him.
Marcelo, I value your opinion, man. I know that. That's the Italian league. That's Serie A. That's a league that's played
Sure.
at like 50% of the pace
Sure.
of
Sure.
the
So-
Premier League.
Sure, I rated it as the same thing as Sergio Reguilon being right back of the year for Serie A when he played for Sevilla, right?
Yeah, we got what four good months out of Reguilon, and then he's been like, no offense, I love the guy, but
he's been
poor
fine the
since
last 2 weeks. He hasn't been bad the last 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I think Reguilon is going to be a quality fullback for us.
Yeah,
I thought he was great.
Spain dropped them. Spain dropped them out of their Euro squad.
Guys, what's happening with Rodon?
Oh, he's injured.
Geez, another
He's
one.
injured, right? Okay.
Look, Rodon had a great Euros. I thought he was fantastic in the Euros, and I thought Davies was fantastic as well in the Euros. But I don't know why Rodon hasn't got a look in yet. I really do rate that fella.
He's injured. He's injured. He's got a
no,
knock.
but even last season, Marcelo, even last.
Oh no,
season,
I agree. Last season he should have gotten the start, but he can't start now. He's injured now.
I even forgot that guy's name. That's how much I hated him. I honestly, seriously can't think of his name.
Ryan
The manager
Mason?
who manages, Brian what? Mason? Yeah, that's right. Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Mason. Ryan. Yeah.
Oh, Ryan Mason.
Hey, go easy on Ryan Mason. I'm a big fan of Ryan Mason. Okay.
Aaron Dub,
thanks
I
for
love
putting
you.
your hand
I
up.
love you like a
Oh,
brother,
man,
but
thank
I'm
you.
not.
You're getting it all season now.
Listen,
Aaron.
you guys,
we're
the
giving it
guy
to
who's
you.
29, for God's sake. He was 29, and everybody bullies the shit out of him. Like, I just want to give him a cuddle.
Aaron,
to be
No,
honest, you
nobody
know?
We got
bullies
a
him.
kid
I
that was-
bully him.
We've got a kid that's 13 now, but he was 12 then, and even he pointed things out that Ryan should have done right. Now that's a 12-year-old kid at the time. What's you talking
I mean,
about?
what? His
29?
record
He's
wasn't
inside
that
the
bad,
club. That choice
His
of
record
playing
wasn't that
winks
bad.
in the midfield in the final was what?
It wasn't
Okay,
his
that was a
record
bad
that was the
choice,
issue.
all right.
Wasn't record that was
No,
the issue.
look,
It was the way you did. Yeah.
No, but you're
I
right
mean,
though. He's inexperienced at 29.
He went with
I
guys
think-
in you, okay?
I think a lot.
But you
of
can't
people
blame
were-
him. You can't give him a
lot-
shit, like you know.
A lot of people
You
were
can.
giving
I
him
can,
a lot
I
of
have
hate
been.
because.
Oh, you Americans, Will, you're so harsh.
I'm not, but let's look at Arsenal's fixture run here, just for fun.
I swear you look at it every week.
We got Man City next week, right? Then you got Norwich. So that's probably 3 points. If I would say right then and there, if Arsenal lose or draw to Norwich, Arteta needs to be sacked that day.
Norwich, not Norwich.
Norwich. I'm saying Norwich.
Oh, Will. Yeah. No,
It
Will.
just sounds like a W.
Ignore the W. Norwich.
See, I don't think he's going to get sacked though. I think it's there to. I don't know. I think Arsenal.
it's-
He's getting sacked. Arteta's
I don't know,
out.
man.
He's out.
Crazy.
Come on.
I
2
am
games
American.
already.
And I can't not pronounce letters that are in the word. So for me
Say
to not
Worcestershire
pronounce
sauce.
for me to not pronounce the R and the W both at the same time is very difficult for me.
I'm just
I can't
messing
do it.
with you, man. I'm
Norwich.
just messing with you.
Norwich. I sound like I'm making fun of somebody with a speaking impediment. To be honest with you, that should be 3 points. If they lose to Norwich, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Forget the W,
Norwich,
man.
Norwich is
did.
a tough team. Norwich is a tough team though. Norwich
Oh,
is a
they've been
tough
getting
team.
their butts kicked, dude.
Yeah, but listen. First off, they played against
Norwich is-
Liverpool and City. All right, like, come on now. There's a big level between Liverpool and City and Arsenal.
Right, but are you
You
telling me
know,
that
like-
Arsenal shouldn't beat
Hold on.
Norwich like 1-0, 2-0?
They got
Guys.
battered
There's
by
no-
Brentford. They
Marcelo.
got
There's
battered
no
by Brentford.
W in Norwich, man. Just
Marcelo.
forget it.
I didn't say Norwich.
Wait, guys.
You
Marcelo,
do every
it's
time.
been 2 games and they're on -8 difference. -8.
This is
and
better
2
than
2 games.
Galaxy Universe
That
last
game is-
Hold
night.
on, no. Let me listen.
They're
What
stuck.
is Mr. K? What is Mr. K saying? What's up,
I'm
Mr.
saying
K?
it's 2 games and they're already on -8 goal difference, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
-8.
ridiculous.
It's crazy. Like, I've seen the team, I've seen them play. Yeah, they did wonderful things, but right now they're in the Premier League and they're not showing nothing. They're going to be stuck at the bottom of the table throughout the whole season unless they pull something out of the hat, and I don't see no hat for them.
The thing is also, Mr. K, is that Aubameyang is like 35 years old. You know, Lacazette isn't getting any younger. You know, Willian, that man looks like a dump truck at the moment. You know, like, you know, Pepe is like 20. Okay, Pepe is 27. He's in his prime, but like, he's not even that good. Like, you know, Saka is 19. Like, they got Lukonga, who's like a teenager, and then they got Ben Scheidt, who's just like who for me is just an average center back. Like, honestly, the English tax on that guy is ridiculous. I would not, if Tottenham had paid more than 25 million for Ben Scheidt, honestly, I would think we would have been robbed. 50 million plus 5 million add-ons is not only getting robbed, but it, like, Arsenal practically just like went there and like just decided, you know what, Brighton, just steal all my wages. You know, like, it's daylight robbery. 50
Marcelo.
None of these guys improve Arsenal. They don't.
Marcelo, have you seen our top 10 most expensive signings?
No, absolutely, it has not been good enough.
All right, okay. So you know who's top of the list there at 62 million, yeah?
Yes, fucking.
You know who else features on the list?
And Ndombele, yeah.
On bullshit, yeah? Right? You know who else is there? I mean, who else we got there? We got Lamela, Sissoko. I mean, if you look through that top 10, man, it's an embarrassment. So look, as much as I don't like Arsenal.
I'm sorry if Arsenal lose to Norwich, they have.
Well done, you got it right.
That's what I said the last 10 times I said it.
No, you didn't. You were saying Norwich.
No, look. But what I'm trying to say, Aaron, Norwich, like, when you see them, like, oh, I mean, not Norwich. Why am I saying? Why are we talking about Norwich right now? No, what I'm saying
because they're playing
is
Arsenal and
Romero.
Yeah, Ollie Skip was there last year.
Romero definitely improves our team. He definitely, when he comes in and he comes in good, he will not only improve our team, but he will also improve the defender that's next to him. I'm telling you this.
Yeah.
When you get a guy of his quality, I mean, he's already proven at Atalanta. He's played at Champions League football.
The Italian league, man. That's the Italian league.
Stop with this just Italian league. Like, many players come from different countries. Like this idea.
I'm not a bigot, man. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the speed of play.
But Italian league is just as physical as the Premier League. It's a very physical league.
Physical. Yeah, but the pace is different. When you play in a hotter climate, the game is at a naturally slower pace.
But Aaron, they're playing in defense.
But if he's quality and he's already proven in the Champions League, like he's a.
I'm not knocking the guy. I haven't seen him play in the Premier League yet.
But Aaron, you're talking about one of the leagues that produce some of the best defenders in the world. Like,
that's true. I'm a big fan of Chiellini and Maldini.
Like, you don't think those guys could have fit in the Premier League? Those guys would kill it in the Premier League.
I don't know, Marcelo. This is the point I'm trying to make. I don't know. I mean, I've seen Italian. We signed an Italian player.
But let's get off the Norwich because it's starting to give me an itch. And let's move on to the list. What the point was, right? My point is that if Arsenal lose to Norwich, Arteta has to be sacked right away. That's by far their easiest match through December.
The season. Yeah.
Come on, 3 games lost in a row isn't the end of the world.
Hold on. Then they've got Burnley after Norwich, right?
I mean, they're bound to get a point there.
I don't know. If they can't score against Burnley,
if they go 4 for 4,
Burnley beat Liverpool last season.
I'm telling you straight. If they go
Burnley
4 for 4, he's sacked.
Us,
if
I
Burnley
think, last
beats
season.
Them, on my days, forget it. Let's get past Norwich.
I get beaten.
We're past Norwich. I've already gone past Norwich. We're on Burnley now, right? Arsenal versus Burnley on the 18th. Then they play us.
That's a bogey team for them. They struggle against Burnley.
Then they play us on the 26th. Then they have Brighton on this after us, which isn't an easy match. Crystal Palace is not an easy match for them.
They actually do pretty well against Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, shit. I think we might get relegated this year, honestly.
Yeah, they're fucking garbage.
We're only looking at 6 guaranteed points this far, and we're at 18th of October, right? Aston Villa after that, which Aston Villa hadn't started off.
You never know how football is.
Leicester, then Watford, Liverpool, Newcastle, Man United, Everton. So you're looking at like 9 points.
No, they'll turn up
for
against
Arsenal.
They'll turn up against Man United, and they'll turn up against us. They always do. There's 3 games.
Preseason, dude. Our B team beat their A team pretty much.
No. I agree with you, Will. But there's always regardless how shit Arsenal is, there's 3 games that will always show up in every season.
Did they show up in preseason?
That is Tottenham, at home, at their home. Manchester United at home, and Chelsea usually, but they didn't turn up against Chelsea. To be honest.
They got slapped.
They got turned over.
Yeah, they got
They got
turned over,
slapped.
bro. Yeah, that was embarrassing, bro.
I'm looking at 9 points for Arsenal going into December.
Nah, they're not gonna. Come on now, that's relegation.
Have you?
That's
Come on,
what I'm
Have you
bro.
looked
saying.
at our
That's
fixture?
what I'm
They're
saying.
not getting relegated. Stop it.
Will,
Oh my God.
Will, have you looked at our next 8 games, man?
Huh?
Come on.
Have I looked
Will,
at
have you
our
looked
next
at our next 8 games?
It
Have a
doesn't
look.
matter anymore.
Practically the
It
oh,
doesn't
Mr.
matter.
K. Oh,
Doesn't matter. We beat Man City. We can beat any team.
Yeah, our next.
oh,
we have a good
Mr.
run.
K.
Okay, so we
Yeah,
have
we have a good
Watford.
run.
We have Watford. That's guaranteed 3 points. Crystal
No,
Palace.
that's not
guaranteed
That's a
3
London,
points.
points.
No, it
practically a
is.
London derby. Slow down on that one, right?
Watford was going to be tough. I could see us drawing against
No.
Watford.
Slapping
No way.
3-0, bro. Trust.
No way. No way we draw
Nah,
against
We
Watford.
Watford.
we got away with murder today. We were absolutely
Palace.
mucked today.
No, we were luck today, but Watford is not Wolves. I'm sorry.
If we struggle at home against Watford, I will have serious concerns about
Yeah.
Tottenham Hotspur. Seriously, like I don't want to disrespect them. I don't think they're going to be like a pushover, but we shouldn't feel threatened by them.
They
It should be a fair-
definitely got
Palace-
it. Watford's
Palace
looking
is-
like a proper team right now, man.
No, they had good luck. They had good luck against Aston Villa in the first game, and then they lost yesterday.
And Aston Villa is
They
a
lost
very
2-0
good team.
to Brighton.
Aston Villa is a
They
very
lost
good
2-0 to Brighton.
Sorry,
Yeah,
lads.
but-
Just one comment there that popped up there from John Fitzpatrick in the comments, right? There's no guarantees in the EPL. And I'm with him with that.
I agree
right?
with that,
absolutely. Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
I'm not saying it's guaranteed. Like you can go cash a check on it right now. I'm saying that we should beat Watford easily. We should beat Crystal Palace
should.
easily. We should.
Yeah.
We shouldn't. Chelsea's going to be tough, but I could see getting a 0-0 draw. Although I will probably end up losing that match. If I want to be completely honest, Arsenal. I don't see Arsenal beating us.
I don't know. We don't have a very good record at the Emirates over the last 25 years. We don't.
Yeah.
We were
sorry.
thinking
They are in shambles.
We were thinking they were a shambles last March, and guess what? We lost. And
We
then we
drew.
lost it. No. They beat us at the Emirates last year, and it was the same week that we
Yeah,
went
they
to
did.
Croatia and lost. Our whole
Yeah.
fucking season came undone at Arsenal last season.
Yeah,
that was,
no.
I mean, we were
Lamella had the
top of the
Rabona.
league, lads. Yeah. Oh,
I think you're getting
Rabona.
a bit ahead of yourself there, Will. I mean, like, listen, look, this is still going to be a rocky season, lads. Don't get it
Aston
twisted.
Villa,
Arsenal-
West Ham.
We got into a good start, but I don't see Spurs getting top 4. You know, I see that top 4 already locked on.
Look,
I think it's going to
I don't
be.
really see that either.
I think you're mistaken there.
No, I think
Going
it
into
is.
December-
I think it is locked on.
It's not
Going
that.
into
The
December,
reason
the
why I'm
only
saying that
team
is
that I'm
because-
concerned about losing points to is Man United and Chelsea.
Were you concerned about losing points to Wolves today, the way that we played?
Yeah. Nah, I think you're
well,
overlooking
yeah,
a lot of
no.
teams there, Will.
We were not convincing today at all. And
No,
the
No,
thing
They were
is,
shit
too,
today.
when you
but
look at
hold
the
on,
squad,
hold on.
like,
I'll tell you
we
why.
don't- okay.
It has nothing to do with the squad, right? I know Wolves can't finish, right? They had 25 shots, but only 6 of those were on target. And 5 of those 6 came in the last 15 minutes of the second half. Okay,
So what happens when we play a better team?
wait, but they're
we
not a
can't
better
finish.
team. He asked me about
Okay.
Wolves. He didn't ask
Man
me
City
what
was a
about
good
some
team,
other
wasn't
team. He asked me
Oh,
about
well,
Wolves.
I'm thinking about
I'm
the
explaining
games that are
why
coming
I
up.
wasn't nervous about Wolves. Like I said last night on this stream,
Okay, all right. Okay.
if we score
Well,
first early, we should be fine. If they score first, then we're in trouble. Why? Because we are not producing a lot of attacking options either. We had 6 shots on target and only 8 shots in the entire game. So we have a hard
those type of
time
players that
creating.
can put the No, but we have those type of players that can put the opposition to the sword for few chances.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
I mean, there was a time when
Sonny-
we had
Sonny-
like 30 chances and we still lost a game. That was against Newcastle.
Sonny barely got a kick today, man. I didn't hear his name in the first half. Also, Gogoma and Tony Cole, 안녕하세요, and I hope you guys are well in Korea. But come on, lads, Sonny didn't get a sniff of the ball today. You know, I mean, we got away with murder. We got away with the Deli Alley.
Yeah, we got away with
cheeky. He won that penalty, man. I mean, that was.
I'm not complaining, though.
Aaron,
That was
don't you
smart.
think that we've got the type of pedigree of players in our team, experienced enough, that if they're molded into a defensive unit, as Nuno's trying to do with them, that they can hold out the top teams, hold them out?
Well,
the opposition may get 1 or 2 or 3 chances, but they'll have to put them away.
Mr. K, does that sound like a top 4 side to you? The way that you're describing it
knows how to defend first and score later.
Did we look anywhere near a top 4 side today?
I feel like we
we didn't. Cody, we didn't.
That's a
honestly. I feel like we need a number 8. I know he's supposed to be 10 guy, but he just hasn't done it. We need a number 8, and if you can look at my profile picture here, we need someone like this, a Socrates, a real just skilled footballer, man. Just can control the tempo, just rule the game. Like when you have a really skilled number 8, he can just set the pace of the game and how he determined. And I hate saying his name, but if you remember, like Fabregas, how he could just set the tempo. Nobody could press him because he just his passing was so good, quick, and effective. Modric. You look at these number 8s when you have someone like that. Ericsson. He wasn't exactly a number 8, but he can control the tempo of the game.
He can open it up.
Yeah, he can open it up. When you have someone like that, you kind of can dictate the pace. And we don't have anybody like that in the midfield. Well, yeah, that's what I meant. It's supposed to be in Ndombele, but he's fucking, I don't know what he's doing.
No, it needs to be Lucas Moura. When he was playing that number 10 role, last season,
he doesn't set the tempo.
He does.
No, he doesn't set the tempo.
He sets the tempo that's really fast.
It's fast, but that's all he knows how to do. Like Lucas Moura, the only thing Lucas Moura knows how to do is go fast. That's it. You know what I mean?
That's the tempo you want.
With his
That's
head
how
down,
you get
No. Well, sometimes that's
he's got his head down, man.
Yeah, sometimes the tempo you need is slow the game down, calm it down.
Let me ask you something.
Is Celso a number 8 or is he a number 10?
No, he's a number 10. Well, Celso's being played in the wrong position. I don't know. I don't know about that.
Celso was good for his first couple of months prior to the injury. Yeah, you can go on about Socrates, Archimedes, play fucking Pythagoras or whoever the hell, but Lo Celso was decent for his first couple of months. Got the injury, and
he's done nothing.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this: Are we assuming right now that Harry Kane is going to be a part of this football club going forward?
Yes. 1 more year.
Yeah, I don't. He's not going.
In my brain, we're
not letting him go in the week, Cody.
Honestly, when I look at the team, I don't rely on him being there. I evaluate the team without him.
I am trying to do it without it. Yeah.
If he's there, it's a bonus. But right now, the way I'm looking at the team, the way Nuno's playing, and the way Paratici's jumping up and down and backing them up, I only see the team that's actually there. I don't see the politics no more. I don't care if Kane's there or not there. We have to do without him eventually.
I'm there,
I want
Mr.
the new
K.
guys to step in. I want Scarlett to come in. I want the team to shore up their defense. I want the midfielders to finally click.
Man,
I want Ndombele to come back and become redeemed.
We need Kane. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I want the freaking leprechaun to come down with a bloody barrel of gold. I
don't think Harry Kane is going to be. I think he's going to pull an Ericsson.
I don't know about that.
No,
I don't think he will. I don't think he will.
Stop it.
See, there was a moment today
where he's going to break the bank.
Kane was
going to break the bank and buy him on the last few days. That's going to happen.
No, he's going to hit the first man in a 2-man wall.
They've put too much money into their coach, and that coach needs the Champions League. I'm telling you right now,
if we lose Harry Kane, then get used to drinking in the football that you had to watch today, because when we don't have Harry Kane, when we don't have an aerial presence in the box, when we don't have a player that can hold the ball up and create space and make decent passes and has a decent first, Harry Kane was on the pitch literally 8 seconds before he showed his quality in his first touch.
I get that. But right now, the number one thing I've not seen from my team, and I'm starting to see it, and I'm happy that it's been 2 games that more or less without Kane, because I need to see something without him. And that is, are they stopping the ball from going in the back of the net? That's all I care about first is, are they stopping the ball from going back in the net? I might have to be embarrassed every time and not look in the last 10 minutes. I do have to be worried all the time about them conceding a goal. Even if they scored 5 goals, I'm worried the opposition's going to score 6. So the first thing I want solid back 4 coming onto back. The solid core, the midfield and the defense together as one unit.
Yeah, it didn't look that solid against
I'm
Wolves.
seeing that.
No, it didn't. It didn't look that
We're
solid.
honestly,
against
we're
Wolves.
gonna if we lose
wasn't
Kane,
solid.
and we're gonna end up harder to watch than we were last year if we lose Harry Kane.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no.
gonna be ugly.
We are.
We're not going to lose
Harder
Harry
to
Kane.
want to
I've
know.
said
You
this
have
the
to
whole
see today.
transfer window. Harry Kane's not going anywhere. He's not going
Yeah, I'm
anywhere.
with you on that, Will.
But he's
I'm with
not
you on that,
going
Will.
to. He's not going to play. Everybody's, got
He
a
went
hard on
down
when he got
to
on. Hold
Wolves.
on, everybody got on hard on when he came on the pitch. To be honest with you, a Harry Kane from last season doesn't think about trying to mega goalkeeper. He just puts it in the back of the net. If you look at his shot that he had, he took 2 or 3 extra touches than he needed.
Come on, Will,
It's
that's a
not tough.
angle.
It's not tough
You're
angle.
over. You're,
No.
you
No,
are
no,
overreading
no.
this, Will.
I'm
So
not.
you think he didn't
Watch it
score?
back.
So
Watch
you think
it
he
back.
didn't score on
That's
purpose?
toilet.
So you
No. I
you
didn't say
think
that,
he didn't
Marcel.
score on
Hold
paper?
on. I didn't
Well,
say he
what
do you
didn't score on
mean?
purpose. I didn't say he
Toilet.
didn't score on
So
purpose.
what's your point on that?
I said last year's Harry Kane, a focused Harry Kane takes that first time.
A
Takes that
focused
shot
Harry
first
Kane
touch.
missed an open goal against Zagreb. It happens to anybody,
No,
man.
I'm saying
it can
a
literally
fit
happen
Harry
to any
Kane,
striker.
this-
less than
Harry Kane
8
that we're watching-
yards. Watch it back. A fit Harry
But-
Kane,
Will,
less than 8 yards,
Will,
then takes
Will,
that
This
shot
is
first
not-
time.
This is not Harry Kane yet. Harry Kane hasn't started a game yet. When he
It's
starts
not a
the
toilet.
game,
Watch
then
it
he's
back.
ready.
Watch
No,
it
I
back.
have
Game,
to.
he's
I have
ready.
to agree with Cody here. That's
Watch
that's
it back.
nonsense.
Watch it back.
Okay, look, he went for first touch. It was a poor first touch, and he tried to
Toilet.
make it up for it. It happens all the time. That's common in football. Sonny has done it.
The
Does it
guy
mean
who
Sonny is
was
less
back, he
committed?
hasn't played
That's not
the
Harry
Euros.
Kane. That's not
Come
the Harry
on,
Kane we
man.
know. That's not the Harry Kane we know. Kane who's falling.
Yeah, but he also
for bad
used the
touch
word
and still
think
puts
and
it in the
Harry
back of the
Kane in
net.
the same sentence. Like Harry
What?
Kane, no offense to the fella, but he used the word think and Harry Kane in the same sentence,
Yeah,
right?
he thought about it.
Now, yeah, well, Harry
Watch
Kane
the
doesn't
slow.
think, man.
Listen,
He's
doesn't
not the
What?
have
most
I
clever
know.
fella in the world, you know.
That's what I'm
He gets
saying.
the ball. It's instinctive. What he does is instinctive.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you
Watch
know,
it.
but
But
Watch
you
it
still need
back.
to be match sharp, though. You still
Watch
need
the
So you
slow-mo
think? So
back.
you think?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you think
and he
he's
hasn't played
gonna
since
he's
the
gonna
Euros.
down tools? So you
He
think
won't,
he's gonna down
Marcelo.
tools?
He won't.
No,
Maybe
I
not.
don't
I'm
think
not
he
saying
will.
he's going to intentionally do it, but he's not here anymore.
No,
Here.
Will. It's match sharpness. It takes him a few games. He's gonna
Yeah,
watch. He hasn't
No,
even
I'm
started
telling
the
you,
game yet.
he's not
He's not
here
even good enough.
anymore.
He didn't even
Toilet.
play in the preseason.
He's here.
What are you
Trust me.
talking about?
He's not here.
This is his preseason. This is his preseason right now. So it's going to take a couple of games for him.
I'm
to get
sorry.
into it.
When you, it's
This is
it's,
beyond
it's,
tinfoil.
It's
This is
not
beyond
tinfoil.
conspiracy.
It's not
theory.
tinfoil.
It is beyond.
It's not tinfoil.
Nah, man, you're reaching there. Will.
I'm not
Beyond the
reaching.
fun zone.
Just wait and see.
You're
Watch.
reaching there.
If I'm wrong, I'll eat my hat.
There's no hat.
But you don't have a hat, man.
I got a flat cap. I got a bunch of hats. I'll eat my wig.
No, don't.
And you're gonna have to
don't.
Oh,
eat your foil hat.
It's not-
You're gonna have
it's
to
not
eat.
good for
No,
young people to
watch. Watch.
No.
Just saying, watch.
Back in the day, they used to make hats that had some bits to it that you could eat. Nowadays, they don't.
Right?
So.
Nobody said Harry Kane would skip training. He did. Nobody said Harry Kane wouldn't want to be fit for a match. He didn't go.
Speaking of number 8,
Oh.
you know who I think would do really well and who I would swap with in Nobele, or if we sell in Nobele, could perfectly replace him. You guys seen that kid named Florian Nehus? What a player he is, man. He's a fantastic
Mönchengladbach?
number 8. Yeah, man. I say we go out all bank for him, man. He's an absolute class number 8.
How old
And
is
last
he?
season, he's only 24. And last season he had 8 goals and 10 assists.
Yeah, but do you think Mönchengladbach can pay Tony's wages though? That's what you have to consider.
No. I'm not saying straight swap, but I mean, if we could, but I mean, I don't know if we sell Nobele, because as far as I'm concerned, Nobele, I don't see a way back from him. I said it last season.
Yeah.
I said it last season. Everybody, went on me. Said, "Oh, you're a Brexit fan. All you care about is passion and desire." No. Passion and desire is the least I expect. It's the minimum. It's the the minimum requirement of being a Tottenham Hotspur, right? and this guy couldn't meet the minimum. And when I said it, if you can't meet the minimum, you're not going to become a great player. And he's doing it away because you know what? He is a great talent, but if you don't have the mindset and you don't have the drive, and you don't have the passion, it doesn't matter. It does not matter.
But that was my issue with Ndombele, like since day one. I mean,
exactly.
Marcelo, you were calling him Undom baller, right? And saying this guy was the next fucking best.
He is a ball. No. He is a baller, but he is not he's just not committed. Like nobody can deny his talent.
Oh, I don't. But look, the guy is a liability, right? And has been since day one. He loses the ball, he falls over, and he spends 3 minutes picking himself up, and the game is still going on. Yeah, I mean, you might as well be playing with 10 men. And that, to me, is not a dedicated or committed player. I know the guy has got all the skill in the world, but, I mean,
he has to go.
He doesn't apply it. Oh, get rid of him, I'm so fed up with him now. 62 million quid on nothing.
We haven't paid all of that money. That's a fact. Listen, Ian Nicholson is saying that apparently Ndombele is asked to leave. Ornstein's mentioning it. Fabrizio sounding. I can't believe Fabrizio nowadays, but hey, pinch of salt. Ornstein, on the other hand, he's pretty much on the pulse. But out the door, he doesn't care. Is it just he didn't gel with the rest of the team? And he had Ori and Sissoko being that buffer.
But what kind of shite is that? Like, I mean, could you imagine if Roy
You've travelled and you've acclimatized, but not everyone's able to do that. The guy didn't choose to be an international person when he was a young person, when he picked up the ball and say, I'm going to be a footballer.
You're too nice, Mr. Cage. You know that? You're too nice.
No, I get it.
No, you are, man.
I think if you're worth 60 million pounds, Aaron, I think that if you're worth 60 million pounds, right, as a player, then I would have a team around me. They come along and massage my toes to make sure I get up in the morning. They physically will move my shoulders to the bathroom. Crap like that. I mean, I've got so much money, I'd do that. But for some reason, the club ain't doing that to him, and he's not doing that for himself. And don't forget, he's had a baby recently.
Do you know what the club needs to do that? The club needs to make Højbjerg the captain and make, let him pick bloody Ndombele up by the scruff of the neck, put him up against the wall like Roy Keane used to do.
Aaron, it's not possible to make anyone the captain other than Hugo right now. Hugo has to remain the captain because...
Join the show, Todd. Join the show. Then you can discuss your opinions. But I do have to read this in for Gogama with the 4,001 saying big up to our panel. Chuego. That means excellent. And we are about right at the hour mark. So if you haven't liked and or subscribed to the channel yet, if you haven't liked this video, go ahead and do so because I'm not the only one with the toilet opinions, apparently. Yeah.
The guy missed one chance, for fuck's sake.
No, it's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying because he missed one chance that whole Hurricanes dead. It's not what I'm saying.
Is because
he hesitated.
Because he hesitated and his first touch was poor in his first game after not having a preseason. He is going to not be as concentrated and not going to play as well as last season.
Right. This is what I'm saying. The people who are out there who are getting a hard on after he comes on for like 10 or 15 minutes and saying, Harry Kane is back. Harry Kane is back. Harry Kane is back, baby. He's back. Right? You're mental.
He is back.
You're mental.
I said that.
Okay? Because the Harry Kane that I saw today was not the Harry Kane from last season, or a fit Harry Kane. It was not the Harry Kane that I see. Right?
And
anyone, hold on. Psychologically,
how did Harry Kane look against Everton last year?
Yeah, he looked pretty poor. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not saying Harry Kane has a good match every time. Hold on. Let me fucking finish my comment before you guys interject and interrupt, right?
Get Galaxy Universe on right now. Get him on, man.
No, what I'm saying is this, right? Any normal human being, when you no longer want to be at the job that you're working and you know you have a limited time left there, while even if you were the best professional that there was, you are not, subconsciously, you are not going to give 100%. You just aren't. Because it doesn't mean the same to you. When you're new at a job and it's something that you want and you're passionate about it, you get up out of bed in the morning and you're like, I'm going to work, right? But once that thing leaves, right? You're like, fuck, I don't want to get up today. And when you're out there, you're doing what you have to do to get by in order for people to not to slate you. That's all I'm saying is that subconsciously, Harry Kane is here physically. He's not here with us mentally. He doesn't want to be here.
How do you know he wasn't not here mentally last year? Apparently, this has all gone back further than it didn't just start this summer.
No,
right?
I know that. But when you say I
Will
want to
has
go, somebody says
Mr.
somebody.
Meg in the corner.
Hey, listen. Somebody says to you, right? You're gonna, hey, we'll let you go next summer if somebody pays the fee for you. So like, you're all right. That gives you another fresh wind, right? Now the wind is gone. There's no more wind in his sails, right? The only thing he's doing there is for himself now. Okay. He's not doing it for the shirt. He's not doing it for the
50%
badge.
of Harry Kane walks into our team easily. Harry Kane, if he has to use the World Cup next year as motivation to be here mentally,
I've called him back
that's
up.
what he'll do.
No, no, I saw that backup coming.
Oh,
I saw that.
God.
Okay. I'm going to counter your point right. Yeah,
God.
Will, I'm going to counter the point before.
Stelios. Hey,
He's
here
only
we
on
go.
as a substitute.
The voice of reason.
He hasn't had enough time to get himself up to the same speed as everyone else in the team.
And why is that?
The Harry Kane from last season was actually starting a game, even when he came back from being injured.
Why
This Harry
did he
Kane's
not
only
have
coming
enough
to start.
speed to get caught up to everyone else from his own choices?
Harry Kane looked fine today.
He actually
looked
looked
fine.
good.
He
He
looked
actually,
fine today.
He did. Yeah.
He
Harry
actually-
didn't
he
look too
actually
bad
came.
when he came on.
yeah, he actually
Yeah,
changed
yeah.
the game. His first touch
Compared
was
to the
good
other
and
people in the form that they're in, you had a 50% Sun. Lucas was off form. Bergwijn is Bergwijn, right?
No,
and so
no, not
The
compared to
whole
other
team
people.
was shit
Compared
Yes,
today.
to Harry
compared.
Kane.
Every one of us.
compared to
every
Harry Kane,
player
no,
on the
he was
pitch.
slow. He was off.
He was not
Man,
slow.
he just came on. He hasn't
Guys,
played
guys,
since the
guys,
fucking
wait.
Euro.
Nah,
Wait,
I'm
guys.
sorry, Will. You're
Guys,
picking.
Watch
Abdullah,
it back.
You're
Abdullah,
clutching
you're being
straws.
real quiet
Grasping.
one here.
Watch it back.
You're
Yeah.
the only quiet one.
I'm not
Abdul?
grasping. You guys are
Yes,
in
no,
denial.
you are.
quiet.
You
In
are.
denial.
I wanna hear
Bullshit,
it.
Will.
In
Bullshit, man.
denial.
Will's right.
Come on, guys. Give
Oh.
him
Thank you,
a chance
Stel.
to say his piece.
Will's right.
Oh,
Of course,
Stel,
I was
I'm
going to
gonna
agree with
smash
you.
you.
Stell's the
Sliding
most
factor,
negative
mate.
person I've ever met.
I'm not being negative. I'm being
That's
objective.
so negative. You're
It's
saying
not
that
negative.
Harry Kane,
It's objective.
Harry Kane. Okay, you're saying that Harry
Oh,
Kane,
dear.
who, by the way, guys,
What do you expect?
We can't hear you, Marcel. You cut out.
you're
Got so
saying.
mad
I
you
mean,
broke your
Harry's-
internet.
I'm sorry. You're
Harry's
saying.
after going through. Sorry,
See,
Marcel,
even
after you,
Gogama
sir.
thinks I'm right.
Oh yeah, well
Jesus.
we don't know.
You're so-
we don't.
I
we
don't know
don't
why
read
my mic
Hangul,
is cutting
okay?
out.
So you could be saying anything, Will.
It says
Harry Kane
Will
is known
nim
notoriously for.
matngo. That means, you know what mata means, right, Aaron? Mata.
No, I speak Japanese, not Korean.
타요. Kane 원지 마음이 간 것 같아요. She said his feeling isn't in it.
Oh
right.
come on.
Yeah.
You're telling
No,
me Harry
no.
Kane, who notoriously starts slow in the season, he's notoriously
never scores in
known
American
August.
tough.
Never
for
scores in August.
in August. You're telling me because he had a poor first touch and missed a
Mr.
chance,
DP.
he's not going to be good for the rest of the season. I'm getting a headache here. I don't know how. He's the ultimate professional, man. He's gonna
He's
play
not the
good
ultimate
man.
professional.
Marcelo, I'm with you all the way on this,
He
man.
skipped training.
Absolutely.
He's so there's Harry Kane will probably be top scorer this season, if not up
That
there.
fucking jersey gives me a headache.
So because he's clapped by the crowd, what does that mean?
I clap
Well,
for him.
actually, what happened was
Nuno claps for him.
He literally
Well,
took a
well-
yellow card today, Will, for stalling. You think a player
Yes.
that's not committed takes a yellow card
Yes.
for stalling?
That is
You think a player that's
And
not
not only
committed?
that, Marcelo.
You think
yes.
Sorry, he came on to the chance of Harry Kane, you're going to fuck off. Harry Kane, you're going to fuck off, right? From Wolves fans, right? And our fans responded with, he's
No,
one
we
of our
sang
own.
first.
He's one of
They
our
sang
own.
later. Your order's off.
Okay, well, look, I mean, who
Just
was
being
the home
honest here.
fans, right? Who could you hear louder? Yeah, I mean, it was the Wolves fans that you could hear there. Harry had to come on after having all that shit for the last
He's not the
month or
ultimate
two.
professional.
I don't
No,
really buy that,
yeah, I know,
because
I
in the
know,
North
and we're all
London derby-
disappointed.
In the North London derby,
Who
Harry
is the
Kane
ultimate
comes on to
professional?
Harry Kane deals with massive abuse in the North London derby at the Emirates, but he still turns up.
Yeah.
So professionals deal with pressure. That's why they earn the big money. So that's not really an excuse. Go to the 86th,
Stelios,
87th minute. Go to the
It was
86th,
a different
87th
situation.
minute. We're under pressure. Wolves are all over us. And just look at Harry Kane. He's standing there, doesn't even make the effort to run back or jog back.
Oh,
When I
bullshit,
saw that-
man.
when I
Bullshit.
saw that-
shit.
It's not bullshit. Go
Stel,
watch it.
you're fucking
watch it.
bullshitting, man.
No, you guys are in denial.
No,
you
He
already-
literally
you don't-
liked
you
it
don't
Stelios.
every August. He was.
Stelios, you flagged him.
Go
If you
watch
can't run,
the
you
Everton
shouldn't be on the
game.
pitch.
Go watch
If you
the
can't
Everton
run-
game. Go watch the Everton game. He was jogging the whole game.
He
He's
wasn't jogging today.
known.
He just stood there.
He's known for being a notorious slow starter in August.
Marcelo, he stood.
I'm
He is
surprised you don't know
notorious.
this.
Remember, every season
Who
he
said?
didn't score
No,
a
no,
goal
no,
in
no.
August.
Dude.
He only
you do
broke
this all
these
the
up
time.
last season.
He stood there and he was watching, and I just kept my eye on him, and he did nothing. And do you know what? The camera then zoomed in on him, and you can just
You
tell
weren't
his
at the
body
game,
language.
Stelios.
His body
You weren't
language
at the
says to
game.
me. His body language said to me that he is 50%, 75%. His heart is there. His heart's not in it like it used to be, man. You can tell.
How the fuck do you know what his fucking emotions are, man?
Because you
I've been
can
coaching
tell.
for 10 years and I've had to master body and
Yeah,
behavioural
Okay,
players.
Stelios,
Look,
I
hold
played
on. I'm
football
gonna
for
tell you how you
40
can
years
tell.
and I coached as well.
I'm going to tell you how you can
Okay,
tell.
so how
I'm going
don't
to tell
you
you how
know?
you can tell. I'm going to tell you how you can tell. Normally, when that pass comes in from Bergwijn, Harry Kane takes that on his first, straight away. He takes a
It
shot
was
off
his
his first touch. Hold
game
on.
back,
Hold on.
Will.
Hold the fuck on. Let me finish what I'm saying before you interrupt, okay?
Shalom,
August.
shalom, my brothers.
Marcelo's
Shalom.
right.
He normally takes that shot first touch, right? When they zoomed in, I didn't see it at all until they zoomed in on him, right? When they zoomed in on him and it came, the ball comes in, he takes a touch, looks down at the ball, looks at the keeper, looks down at the ball, and then tries to put it through his legs. Harry Kane doesn't do that. Harry Kane doesn't do this before he shoots.
Oh, fucking, you're waffling.
Because he's
Find
not up
another
to
one.
match sharpness.
Find another one
Waffling.
over the last 3 years. Find another one where Harry Kane does
You're
this.
absolutely, you're over.
Yes,
you're
I
over
can
I'm
find
not.
the whole
another
thing.
one. Everton, he didn't even get a chance, and he
No,
played 90
where he
minutes that game.
watches, it doesn't matter if he doesn't have a
listen,
chance. It goes
chance.
every August.
Everton,
Every
he
August,
looked
look.
horrendous, and he had a preseason against Everton. Almost every game in August, he's known for having a pretty bad
No.
game.
He doesn't
pick
score
up
in
into
August,
September. Like, Will,
Excuses,
come on
man,
now,
excuses,
you're waffling.
excuses.
No, it's
I'm
not.
not
This is
waffling.
fact.
No, you guys are being overcritical. You're over-criticizing
So if he
Harry.
never scores,
Answer
if he
this,
never
answer
scores
this
in the
or
first
no.
game,
Answer
if he never
this.
scores in the
Answer
first game,
this.
that means he'll never score in the first game ever in his life because the past says he's never
Oh,
scored in the
Stel,
first game.
don't be
That means the
warping
future
logic
means
there, man.
you don't like the answer. That's what it is.
No,
Yes, exactly.
it's
You
just
don't
you're
like the
I'm
answer.
not
waffling.
liking the
You're just
answer, so you guys are being overcritical.
We're
You're
not being
completely
overcritical.
overcritical.
Okay, I'll
Anyone
say
can
this.
dispute
Tottenham
the
never
August
win
record
cup
for
finals,
Kane.
so there's no point going to another one then, according to your logic.
I'll say no. I'll say
Oh
this.
my
I'll
God,
say
conflating
I would
it.
say this. Sonny in the City game, he had a couple first bad touches. He had a
He
couple
did.
moments where he looked rusty. So does it mean Sonny is not as concentrated?
No.
It's the first game of the season.
Son
Harry
played
Kane
like
didn't
Son.
even have a preseason. You know, like first touches, things like that. That all comes
Son
refined later in
played
the
like
season.
Son.
This is completely waffling.
Marcelo,
This is
It's not
complete
waffling.
nonsense.
Fulham was shit today. The whole team was shit today. Harry Kane got introduced.
Mark my
A few
words.
minutes
Remember this
left.
conversation. Because Marcel, I'm going to hold it to you because you said it's waffling. It's not an educated opinion. It's just waffling. It's just a toilet opinion, right, Cody?
It
So I'm going to
is.
hold you to it. I'm going to hold you to
You
it.
can hold
if
it to
6
me.
months down the road I'm
I
right.
don't think he said toilet, man. I think we
He
all respect
did.
each other's
No,
opinions here.
Cody did. He even
I
posted
agree
a
with Cody.
picture
Yeah,
of
it
it.
is a toilet.
I said
It's a
toilet.
toilet
Listen.
opinion.
Okay,
And
sorry.
guess
I
what?
must have
And guess
missed
what?
that.
In
Yeah,
6
I must
months-
have missed
You are trying to say comes true. There is no way you could tell that from what happened.
I just
today.
said how I
There is
told
no
it.
fucking way.
I just told you
No
how
way.
I knew it.
Harry Kane looked checked out the moment he was gonna sub in. Like you could see it in his face. He didn't want to be there.
Exactly.
How
What?
can
Exactly.
you
He didn't
see
wanna
it in
be
his
there.
face?
He didn't want to be there. Look at
God.
Body language.
rewind
Body language.
rewind the match and look at when
Yeah,
he
Steph,
got
I know
subbed
what
in.
body language is. I studied
was like,
psychology,
oh,
right?
He was looking like, yo, I'd rather be anywhere else on the planet, like than at this match
my
right now.
God.
Let's
Why?
let
Because of the
Jason and
fans.
Abdul talk here for
Because
a
of the
second.
fans.
No, it's because he doesn't want to play for Spurs anymore. That's just
Correct.
what it is.
I agree with this guy. Who's this guy?
Jason.
Promote him.
You're promoted, Jason.
Hey, Jason, sorry, man. Welcome.
1 second.
Welcome, Jay. I think-
Marcelo.
Nah,
Marcelo.
No, you can stay. Where'd you leave?
Oh, he got demoted. He got demoted.
He got promoted there.
Abdul, what were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, we get it. Harry Kane does not want to be there. It's not a he wants to go to Man City. We get all that, but that doesn't that's not an excuse as to why he didn't score. He didn't score because he wasn't sharp enough.
That's not what I mean, right? I'm saying he's not.
Or
he's not
for him not tracking
in
back.
it.
Him not tracking back is not because he didn't get his move to Man City. He's
He
just
had a
that's,
few minutes.
It's no. I'm saying it's subconscious, dude.
He'll be
That's
our
what I'm
best
saying.
player this season. I guarantee you that.
There you go,
I'm
Wobbles.
with you, Marcelo.
Josh.
on that, yeah.
He'll be our best player this season. I guarantee
Not Jason.
you
It's
that.
Josh.
Can I-
This is
can I-
Wobbles, by the way.
Can I say my issue isn't with that he didn't score. He could
Same.
miss that at any point.
100%.
I'm not concerned that he missed a shot. He didn't miss the shot on purpose because he's not interested. That wasn't my point. When I watched him in defensive situations where last season he was winning headers at the back, he was putting blocks in the box, he was Mr. Everything. Today, just watching him in defensive duties, he couldn't
Maybe he
give
was
a
told not
shit.
to.
Did he
He
even
didn't
tell
give a
him?
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, you don't know what Nuno told him to do today.
That's fine.
You don't know what Stelio.
Dude, a
You
player
don't
He
know
didn't
what
even have
his role
defense.
was.
Stelios,
Player
he
ran
didn't
past
Why
even.
it didn't look right?
Stel,
Player ran
Stel,
past him.
Why? You know,
Stel,
Player
he
ran
didn't
past
even
him.
have a corner. Stel, he wasn't even. He didn't even have a corner to defend. Like, what are
Please
you
go back and
talking
watch
about?
the 86th and 87th minute.
He
Please
was
go and watch
checked
it.
out from the moment he got in the game.
Look,
think
I
you
respect
guys are
your
waffling.
opinions, guys. Listen, I respect your
Yeah.
opinions. If you think that it's just pre-season, he's not ready. Fair enough. Listen, that's your opinion. I'm not against your opinion. My opinion is, from what I've been watching football all my life and what I've coached, I don't think he's 100% committed today. Maybe that changes in 3-4 weeks' time, but today
He had
he
a
weren't
few
right.
minutes.
I don't think Harry Kane was right
Played
today.
for like
You can
15
see when
minutes.
someone
man.
gives effort on the pitch. He wasn't giving his full effort. Maybe that could be because he wasn't 100% fit. But like, look at
Then you don't come on, dude. You don't come on then.
He didn't look like he cared. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We'll see if he gets sold to Manchester City. We'll see how good he fucking plays in the first game for Man City, and if he's, guns blazing or whatever. But he didn't look like he cared.
What about in the home?
How we all come to this conclusion
Look
that
at
you
his
know what
face
he's
when he's
thinking?
subbed in.
Like what are his Mystic Meg? You know, I mean, for God's sake.
No,
How do you-
Guy,
how do
you
you
know,
know
Wait,
what
hold on, hold on, hold on. Stop.
How do you know what he's thinking, man?
Blasphemous? Like, is Harry Kane Jesus Christ now? Like,
I
Is he
mean,
God Almighty?
I'm atheist, so
he
yeah,
is
I
a
don't care.
Tottenham. He is a Tottenham legend, and to question whether
He is a legend,
he's
yeah.
gonna down tool.
He's the
to say
legend.
he's gonna
I
down
don't care if he's a
tool,
legend.
and
I don't care
if
if
he
he's Jesus Christ
stays-
himself. If
But
if I
Marcelo-
don't see something right, I'm going to criticize it.
Look at
And
No,
that's what I
but
saw.
to question him after so much evidence of Harry
After
Kane
not coming to training, after
Yes.
not going to the Europa
Look at
Conference
all
Okay,
the
League
so
game.
fucking-
now we're getting to the point
But
where
look at all
you're
his
criticizing
generic
because of
social
what
No,
happened
no,
today.
stop. No. That is not biasing my opinion. It's not. You guys are saying he's the ultimate professional. Harry Kane would never do that. He has already. It's already happened.
Sorry,
It's
did I use
already
the word
fucking happened.
ultimate professional?
I never said
Who is the
that.
ultimate
Marcelo did.
professional then?
I think
Who is the
listen.
Okay, right.
Listen.
I'm not Marcelo. But
Well,
I said that the guy.
listen. He missed one training practice. As far as I'm concerned, Harry Kane has been showing up for Spurs for 15 fucking years.
Yeah,
While he's
but-
had teammates that don't show up for him
Since
fucking
11
at all.
years old.
But Marcelo, it's
You know, he's
run
been
its
showing
course
up since
now.
11
He's
years
run its
old.
course
Build
now.
1,000
He got-
bridges
he's
and
human.
blank 1D,
He's
and
human,
you.
for
Of
fuck's
course
sake.
he's
You're
human.
writing him off
He's
in 10
human.
minutes of today's
No,
performance
see,
after.
It's not
human.
only
He
his
can-
performance. It's
People
not
get
only his
angry
performance
sometimes.
Today.
Guys, I
It's
think we're
everything
arguing
leading
three
up to
different
his
things.
performance today. It's the social media posts. It's the fucking going on
Statement.
extended holiday.
Blaming the
It's not-
fans.
it's not putting out a statement saying, I want to stay at Tottenham. Like,
Okay,
Blaming
that's
the
down to his
fans
PR
for them
crew.
doubting
That's down
him.
to Charlie Kane, right? Harry doesn't know how. I
but
mean,
if Harry was the
Harry's-
ultimate, if he was the ultimate professional, he wouldn't allow Charlie to ruin his
I didn't
reputation
call him
like
an
that.
ultimate professional, right?
Marcelo
I'm
I
not
still
saying
think.
that.
I still think he's a top professional, man.
Then why
He's
is he
he's
allowing
up
his
there.
brother
Brilliant
to ruin his
footballer, and he loves
reputation?
our club.
Listen. Gareth Bale has missed training, and he's been called the ultimate
But
professional
Gareth
by a
Bale's
lot of
not-
people.
Yeah, Gareth Bale, Jesus Christ.
Cristiano Ronaldo has had moments where he has run-ins with clubs, and he's still one of the ultimate professionals. This happens to every
But you
player.
see- you
He's
see
a
the
human
difference?
being.
Can I
He's
see
a
the
human
difference?
being, and
Those
he was
players put out
frustrated, and
statements.
he missed
Harry
one
Kane
fucking
never put out
training
a
practice.
statement. He
Cody,
just
all right, we
God
got to
fucking
we got to
forbid.
talk one at a time here. I'm gonna have to put like 2-minute warnings on the clock. What's up,
Harry
Cody?
Kane just
Are you
puts out
leaving?
a statement. If he put out a statement saying, even if he put out a statement saying, I'm going to give my all to this club while I'm here, that's fine. But he hasn't said anything, so it leaves
Mr. K.
it leaves people to believe, like, bro, are you really giving 100%?
All right, Cody.
Okay, so first of all, I want to clarify my use of the word toilet, because the original argument began when you used Harry Kane missing his goal scoring opportunity, and then you led into this argument that Harry Kane mentally is not in. I thought of that as being definitely an overreach in terms of making that a reasoning. While you guys have been bantering back and forth here, I have rewatched the last 7 to 8 minutes of the match, and Stelios is correct. Kane was coasting. Kane was coasting on his defensive duty. For sure.
Thank you.
Now,
That doesn't tell anything.
that does not mean.
I'm not saying he did it on purpose.
That doesn't mean that it was done on purpose. It doesn't mean that is a new thing that Harry Kane will do. We'll have to wait and see. We'll never know if he gets sold, right?
It's just an observation for today, Cody.
Yes, exactly.
If he doesn't
Based
get
on
sold,
7 minutes.
Based on
20 minutes.
if he doesn't get sold, well, there were other aspects of the game where Kane was influencing the game as well.
Sure.
Though he did look good with the ball, but if he stays at Tottenham, and we start to see the Harry Kane that we've become accustomed to, and again, we don't know what he's been asked to do by the manager. You know, like in terms of like what you were talking about, Stelios, where like Kane, you know, getting headed clearances in the box and everything like that. It's really difficult with the situation unresolved between him and the club right now, and whether or not he's going to be sold. But I mean, if you're Harry Kane, do you really want to be making slide tackles against Wolves in the second game of the season and be risking a move that might still happen? Like, let's just wait and see what happens. I would say it's a.
I'm with Aaron here.
It's a little bit of a stretch to say that he's gone mentally, but he did look like he was coasting a little bit at the end of the game.
All my point was right.
Sorry guys, just sorry to interrupt. My daughter's calling, so I'll jump back in. Yeah.
All right, cool. We'll see you in a minute.
Cheers, thanks for having me.
Just to clarify. Yep. Thank you, Aaron. Mr. K, I'll come to you next. Just to steal my position. I wasn't saying that particular instance was 100% evidence for it. I'm saying that was an example of it, right? That was what my point is. Mr. K?
Okay, guys.
I still think that's a stretch, by the way.
Have we kind of like all forgotten what it feels like to win the first 2 games of the season? Because I think all this is nitpicking, side issues, and it's like it only represents 5% of what needs to be attention-wise, and yet, you know, the 95% of the joy of being in a winning position, regardless of how you win, whether you think your team wasn't playing good enough. The fact that we've actually won 2 games in a row, first 2 games of the season, with our expectation of it being so low before the season started, I think that's something good.
Mr. K, I'm sorry. This is Will Stewart, THFCRants.
We
if
don't
we're
do
not fighting,
we don't do
then we got no show.
Yeah, we don't do fluffy flower stuff over here, man.
Get this guy out of here.
You could save that for Talk to K, right? That's
Talk
where
to
we all
K.
feel happy.
That's on Tuesday nights, guys. 11 o'clock.
Tuesday nights, 11 o'clock. 6 p.m. Eastern time. Watch Talk to K. He'll build you up, and then I tear you down. That's how we do.
Mr. K. Mr. K, do you know what? You actually make a brilliant point. You're right. We should be rejoicing and celebrating. But I think what it is, because we've seen these patterns before, and we know where these patterns end up going, it's very hard to enjoy it, because it's almost like, Kane is going to go. Yep, this style of football isn't going to work. We've been here before. And it's just, I think in 10 weeks' time, when we know what the squad is and who's here, who's not, and then we can see how we're playing, I think then we can maybe get a little bit excited or optimistic. But at the moment, I think
those might be lows. I mean,
I have to agree. I have to agree with Stel
there. I feel a little bit happy now, and then when the lows come, then feel a bit down.
Mr. K, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have to agree with Stelios there. I'm seeing the exact same pattern.
Clip the shit.
You know, honestly, the people, you know, they're already saying the same thing about Eric Dyer in the beginning of the season. You know, oh, you know, he's good. Oh, Davison Sanchez, he can be proved. Listen, guys, we were pressed like a motherfucker against Wolves. You know what I mean? Like, and the only reason we couldn't get the ball to the midfield is because of those two donkeys. Those two donkeys couldn't pass, a math test, let alone, a football. Their passing is horrendous. It's always sideways. They just invite pressure all the time. And then just send it long. And it's back to the Wolves team. Like, Wolves knew it all along. They would just press our midfielders to pass back. And then when they pass back, our center backs were too slow to pass. And then when they were too slow to pass, they invited the press, and then they sent it long. How many times did we see Eric Dyer and Sanchez just send it long, and it just goes back to Wolves? I saw it maybe 100 times. Like that's not gonna suffice throughout the season, man. We need Romero. We need Romero badly. We need a Romero and another ball playing center back, because we need two ball playing center backs, man. Because if we Joe Rodon. Yeah, Joe Rodon. Romero, Rodon, maybe a back three. I think I agree with Stella's Twitter. I think we needed to switch to a back three, do a 3-4-3, or a 3-5-2, something like that. I think three at the back should be the way to go.
Nuno should have changed the formation at halftime massively. He got that wrong, and he just allowed the pressure to come onto us.
He's a bit stubborn like that, though, Nuno. That's his down point. He's not
about Nuno.
He's not very.
Sorry, Will.
He's not very flexible.
Look, Marcelo got a point there, right? Yeah, we were missing that person in the back, right? Yeah, to weave that pass, but we were also missing that magician in the center field. That number 8 he's talking about earlier. If we had the combination of both, with Romero there and a Dombele or somebody that replaces Dombele that can click in the middle. Let's assume for 1 second, right? Yeah, that Paratici pulls off a sale in Dombele, and we've got the money. Who could we get that could click in the middle? That's out there right now. That come in the lastminute.com. I don't think there's that many magicians out there.
Awar. He's the only one. He's 25 million right now.
Available to be sold?
Yep, 25 million.
And that's it. So there you go. So we have possible replacements that can come in, but
the only issue with him is he's a bit inconsistent. That's the only issue. But he's a good player.
Have to come in, they have to prove themselves.
He's a good player.
And that's the problem. We don't have that capability right now. So we're kind of like a bit stuck here.
Mr. K, do you know what I would do? Do you know what I would do? I would play Højbjerg as the holding mid. We don't need two holding mids. I don't understand this two holding mids bullshit. And I would move Oliver Skip to centre mid. Skip can play forward passes. Give him a chance.
Yeah, but the thing is, though,
there's no one else.
It's tough to just rely on, because it's really tough to rely on a 20-year-old to be your number 8. It really is, because it's such an important position.
Who would you play there?
Honestly, I agree with you. There's no one else. We need to buy one. I mean, yeah, but like.
But what about Lo Celso? Everybody's breathing about Lo Celso, and he's not a right winger. That's for sure.
He's an attacking.
He's not a right winger, though.
I think he's an attacking mid.
He's an attacking midfielder.
But he's not number 8, or he's not. He's not a right winger. That's where he's playing now.
Honestly, the best person I think that can play that number 8 role, and you might disagree with me, but I think he's actually been doing kind of well, is Dele Alli. He could maybe play that
playing on the
number
other
8
side.
role.
He is playing in the 8 role.
I think he could.
Is this kid available, by the way?
Who's that?
Kamavinga.
Nah, he's shit. Yeah, I don't rate him. I don't think he's that good. Yeah, I think he's just another French hype. Nah, he's a French hype. I wouldn't. Nah, yeah, he had a horrendous season last season.
It must have been because
right now we're playing a 4-3-3. Okay, one of Skip or Højbjerg is playing the number 6. The other one's playing an 8 alongside Dele Alli on the opposite side of the pitch. That's the formation that we're running now. So you need another number 8 to play alongside Dele Alli is what you need.
Yeah, and I think if I was Tottenham and I'm looking at Florian Nehus, yes, okay, he has 3 years left in his contract, but I'm breaking the bank for that kid. I think he's 24, he's got the experience, played Champions League football. He's a fantastic number 8, man. I mean, that kid just controls tempo, man. I rate him so highly. And I think the Premier League clubs, they haven't caught on to him yet. So we have to be the first one. Because as soon as Chelsea, Man City, or Liverpool caught on to him, or, United, it's game over. You know, we're never going to attract them.
Do you know one thing Nuno did today that I was really impressed by? And I don't know if he did it on purpose or because he had no choice. But Tanganga and Oliver Skip were both on yellow cards at half time. And Tanganga was getting run ragged. But that's because the defensive mid weren't helping him. The easy option would have been substitute them. But he kept them on. And do you know what? That's how you develop players. When they're under pressure and they've got something to prove, keep them in the game. And do you know what? They both
You're
had a
welcome
good
back.
second half. They both had a good second half. And the one thing I will say about Nuno, just little things he does, I'm confident he will develop our younger players. That's one thing
Yeah.
I'm quite confident with Nuno. Just little things he does, I think, yeah, Nuno, you get it.
Well, the thing is, Stel, and one big positive about Nuno as well, in my opinion, is he's sticking with the players that he wants to play. It's very obvious. He's already identified.
Yeah.
He's already identified the group of players that he wants to be part of his project, and he's already identified players that he doesn't want to be part of his project. And for me, that's something I always said about Jose Mourinho. He should have done at the beginning. You know what I mean? He should have been more stubborn. Shouldn't have given Sissoko a chance. If Dele Alli wasn't part of his chance, he shouldn't have been giving Dele Alli a chance. Because when you start giving these deadwood chances, and you kind of start relying on them, and then you flip and flop, and then you start giving some youngsters a chance, and you keep flipping and flopping. Soon enough, you're not going to have the youngsters to back you up, and the deadwood is definitely not going to back you up. They're going to throw you under the bus.
Jose's problem was
100%.
he made
But
everything
hold
public.
on. I got to interject. I have a timer set here. So if you guys haven't liked the video yet, even after a win, you don't get to see debates and or friendly arguments like this anywhere else. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll be right back. I have to go take a weevee. So keep going.
But
that's what I said.
Yeah, I schedule my weevies.
Just go. Oh, my days.
I think you have to do that. That's what Pochettino did when he first came into Spurs. That's how you weed out the toxicity.
Guys, what's your honest opinion on Steven Bergwijn? I'm not sure, I'm not convinced, but
Nah.
I want to hear what you guys say. What's your opinion on Steven Bergwijn?
So
Personally,
I think that it's now or never for him at Tottenham Hotspur. That's for sure. I mean, he's had a bit of a rough go here, and after Liverpool away last year, he only started 6 games in the Premier League after that, between injuries and just falling out of favor under Jose. It's nice to see him getting a solid run of games, and he's showing flashes of the player that he can be. You have to hope that you see like a rapid progression in that he finds that scoring touch, because other than that, he's basically a slower version of Adama Traore so far.
let me ask you this, Cody. I think personally, if he does not score, and I already said this, I already don't rate him. I already told everybody it's clear. I thought he had a decent game today. I already don't rate him. I haven't rated him for a year now. But for me personally, for him to stay at Spurs this season, he has to, at minimum, score 8 goals and have 8 assists in all competitions. If he cannot do that, get him out.
The problem here, right, is which position do you play him in, and what roles do you ask him to play? If you play him on the right wing and you ask him to run back deep and do an awful lot of blocking, you want him, when he comes forward, you want him to look for that nice cross, that nice cross in, right? Because he does that really well, right? I've seen a few goals off that particular cross. If you ask him to cut in and then score with his left leg, I think he does that a lot better on the left, where he can cut in and bang.
Yeah, but you're not. But the thing is,
problem
Mr.
here, right,
K.
is the frame there is it doesn't work so much. If you play Mora there, then he's going to run in with the ball and do something there. Mora, for some reason, played a lot better on the left than he ever did on the right. So I would stick Mora there. I'd stick Bergwijn on the right hand side just to provide the crosses in.
But where are you going to put Sonny?
Right, to ask Tanganga, right, to come in as an inverted right back and create mayhem in the midfield along with Mora, who's coming in from the other side. Sonny, you're going to have up front because you don't have no central. You got no forward until Kane comes back, and then you've got Dele Alli, a number 10 spot, who does all kinds of trickery. So the problem here, right, is that when you're asking Bergwijn to score more goals, what roles are you asking him to play? If you play him as a number 10, then maybe if he can score more goals from there. He's a natural shadow striker. I see that. He can score goals. The confidence is not there. And also, what he's been asked to do is not there either. So I think there's a bit of alignment, that balance that needs to come in. He's a very talented player. As far as scoring goals, no, it hasn't clicked. But if you're saying that this is the season for it, then yeah, I hope he does. But
if you ask me this,
where does he play though? And what does he do when he's there?
If you ask me this, would I rather? And Cody knows I already don't rate Adama Traore. You know what I mean? Like him and I already discussed this. But if you ask me this, would I rather have Stevie B or Adama Traore? It's Adama Traore any day. It's Adama Traore any day. He's a better dribbler than Stevie B. He's got more pace than Stevie B, and he's more physical than Stevie B.
I'd say Bergwijn offers more.
He can't do
He's
any
just
more.
a shit Traore.
No, I'm
Stevie's
just saying,
just a shit Traore.
Cannot do any more. He's reached whatever he's excellent at. He's excellent at, and the stuff that he's not. It doesn't seem to click. A year on, year out, he hasn't made the other side click. Whereas Bergwijn has already proven that he can do that. He just needs the confidence to do it. Is he like a machine that runs along and plows everyone over? No, he's not to that standard. But he's beefed up a bit, and maybe next season he can blow on a bit more. Right now, we need him to show what he's capable of this season. But I don't want to write him off. I just don't think he's been played well enough. And
I don't want to write him off either. I just don't think he's quality.
The thing is, like, one thing about Bergwijn, like between injuries and all of the other things, you know, falling out of favor under Jose, what's the longest stretch of games that he's had in the Premier League? You know, has he played more than like 3 or 4 games in a row for us?
No,
he hasn't had a proper chance.
Yeah, so
he's always had a knock every game.
Jose was saying he was carrying like little injuries that were keeping him from being able to be in training and everything, but we'll see. You know, you have to hope that if he gets a consistent run of games, it looks like that right wing job is his to lose, same as Tanganga right now, and he's got to show us more than what he's shown us so far. That's for sure. You know, if we got 16 goal contributions out of him in the Premier League, I think that would be a really good return, and it would show progression. But you can kind of see the confidence starting to build a little bit. You know, he had one move today where he cut in onto his right foot off the left side, and he forced a real nice save from Jose Sa, and it was like, okay. And of course, you know, the clip that's been making the rounds there, Stelios, you posted it on Tottenham Way, where, you know, just retired 3 Wolves players, you know, like
that skill was disgusting.
It was, yeah.
My word.
You know,
that was Brazil 1970s, man.
He's showing confidence. The thing is, in that one move there, he's showing confidence, he's showing aggression, and he's showing physicality. You know, giving Raul Jimenez a little shove to get him off, and then, you know, the nice little touch to get through. So you're seeing flashes, but, you know, it's not going to be good enough to just be showing flashes if we're going into the January transfer window.
Yeah,
he needs to dominate. He needs to dominate again. Sorry, go on. You speak, buddy. Sorry.
But yeah, I just want to say, like we keep saying that he's not really he's low on confidence, but like, have we even seen a Steven Bergwijn full of confidence? Maybe the player that he is right now is what he is going to show us.
Exactly.
I heard you're talking about that little skill that he did where on the little sideline. A player like Adama Traore does that like 4 times a game.
Yeah, he did that like all game against us.
He does it exactly. He does that all game, but then we just I guarantee you, if we had a player like Adama Traore, we would be wax lyrical about this guy because the pressure that he puts on the other team.
To a certain degree. I mean, we have the game plan. If we played a 4-2-3-1, we have the game plan for that type of player to be not on the wing, but just inside the wing, and basically like a machine, just plow through and create those openings, dragging along all the players along with it.
I know.
But he's not a Traore, though.
Traore is a different type of level. I'm telling you, like, if you put Traore on this team, I don't know, people don't really like him, but I'm personally a big fan of Traore. Yeah, he's not going to give you a lot of goals, but I'm telling you, this guy will create problems. He'll open up space. He has everybody.
I'm not a big fan of Traore, but I agree with you. I'm not a big fan of Traore, but I agree with you. I think he's much better than Stevie B.
He's effective, though. He's effective. He's not going to score, crazy goals, but he will free up a lot of space for like a Heung-min Son or like a Harry Kane. This guy he's effective, man. We're talking about Steven Bergwijn, him being strong, him being fast. Adama Traore does all that which you're listening.
Stevie B is developed enough.
Twice as good.
But I believe that Stevie B has more potential to grow into.
Based on what?
Same age.
Based on what?
They're almost the same age.
Based on what, though?
No, but I'm saying to you that basically, if you look at the last 2 seasons, how many games Traore played when he was fit, able to play, and you look at how regularly he was picked in the team, how confident he was whether he was going to play or not. If you look at Stevie B in the last 2 years, can he turn around confidently and say he's going to play or not? Can he get that consistency and the managers ask him to play in a particular way? Or he's been stuck onto one side of the pitch or the other, being different roles. This kid has been mucked around for 2 years since he walked in through the door. When you saw him come through the door, that was him off a high, working in a team that used him to his max. And bang, he showed it. But as soon as he came to our team and the manager and the politics and wherever the team was doing for the last 2 seasons, it's mince-meated him. Right now, 2 games in, I'm happy. I think give us more games. Let's see how more happy I can get, because we got good coaching staff that can see everything that you're seeing and they know a lot more. But one thing I do want to say is welcome back, Will, from the toilet, and Scott M.
I was putting my opinion in
What's
there.
your 2 pence on Stevie B?
Yeah.
Give us your 2 pence on Stevie B. Give us
Nice
it,
and
Scott.
easy welcome to the stream.
Oh shit! Is that Scott M?
It's Scott M. Making his
God.
appearance, first time on the show. Welcome, Scott.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Steve, with Stevie B, I think, I rate him. I was pretty happy that when we signed him, but my concern now is I'm just not sure he's a great fit for us, and maybe not even for the Premier League. And I think it's okay. Sometimes we expect like you have to be amazing, and I think he's talented, but I think there's legitimate concerns about whether he fits with our team. I think we need scoring on the wings. He doesn't seem to provide that goal scoring for us. And I think he might, if we sold him, he might have success. He might go back to the Dutch league. I think he could be great there. But yeah, I think from what he's shown for us, I'm not sure he's what we need.
Okay. I'm gonna go here in about a minute. I did want to ask Marcelo, is that the most impressed you've been with Bergwijn since he came to Tottenham was today?
Nah. His debut was definitely the most impressive. I mean, that was
Okay. Maybe that's part of the reason, like he showed so much promise on his debut with that score and that stunner. But yeah,
since then he hasn't really done anything.
No,
really.
he hasn't.
No, since the City, like he scored that goal against United, but let's be real here. Okay, like that was a shit goal. You know what I mean? Like Harry Maguire, just a stone, absolute turtle. And, De Gea, absolutely makes a spill out of it. It's not really a great goal. He scored against Wolves, a tap in. And then he didn't go for scoring for a long time. And, he didn't really do much. He didn't really do, I don't remember him doing much at all after the City game. Okay, he had that goal against Aston Villa, which we lost. And it was a great goal. I'm not going to lie. But, that was it.
One thing he did do well last season under Jose was his defensive work rate was incredible. It was incredible. That guy always works hard when he steps on the pitch, which gives me a little bit of reticence to give up on him as a player because, not all the players that we have at Tottenham Hotspur work hard, as we full know. But yeah, that's going to be me for a night. I do want to say,
before you go, Cody, pick one.
Pick one. I think I'd probably stick with Bergwijn for now.
Really?
And the reason is, the thing is, St. Maximin is always hurt. I love the idea of him being a good player. Traore, the biggest hang up I have with Traore is his price. If what is being rumored is true and they want 40 million euros for a
that's crazy.
That's insane. I would not pay more than 20 for him, for a player who is a little bit of an improvement on Steven Bergwijn at this point, and we don't know if Steven Bergwijn is now a finished product. We kind of know that Traore is never doesn't it seem like he's never going to develop that final ball? So he's a really
Cody,
fast, strong.
You know who I rate?
Cody, you say 40 million euros is too much, but the current going rate is 50 million for Ben White, and that's the fucking problem.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. Could we not get Rafinha from Leeds for 40 million? Would they turn that down?
I love that.
No.
I'd love that.
No,
player.
he'll cost at least 60 million.
You think so?
Oh, 100%.
Rafinha's
Well, that's the thing is, I would rather
generation.
spend 60 on him than spend 40 on Traore personally.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just not a big Traore booster, you
Leeds-
know. Like,
no, Leeds would never sell him in the first place. You know.
yeah.
He's
Thing is,
already
like,
too.
I guess it like if this was a vacuum and I had to pick one, I'd probably pick Saint Maximin. But Bergwijn we already possess, so you know if we can take that money and invest it somewhere else and address more, I just don't feel like Traore would address issues that we have, which is we need more scoring, and he doesn't provide that. So,
I'm surprised nobody talked about Sarr from Watford.
He's
Yeah.
like 50
Yeah,
mil,
I
though,
think-
right? Isn't he like 50 million pounds?
I'd rather spend 50 million on Sarr than 40 on Traore.
that might be one for the January transfer window.
He's a good
The
player.
player we should have bought was Damari Gray, but he's gone to.
Nah, he's shit stuff.
No, the
Nah.
player, the player we should have bought is Bailey.
Bailey is a good.
He's gone.
Bailey or
Yeah, Bailey would have been
Buendia.
brilliant.
He's
Bailey-
gone now.
Bailey or Buendia was the one we should have bought.
Hey guys, let me ask you another question, right? Who would you sell? Ndombele or Aurier and Sissoko?
Or in Sissoko.
Yeah, for sure, I would.
Yeah.
That was my super sticker for you, Gogo.
So you would all keep Ndombele over Sissoko and Aurier,
Yeah, I would.
even though
What?
Ndombele doesn't want to be there.
Hell is gone, man.
Bunny,
He's
listen,
gone.
listen. Minds, I'll say this, Stelios. Minds can be changed, right? But talent, well, you can only, mold talent so far. And Orient Sissoko has as much talent as my fucking pinky, all right? So, in
Yeah.
my opinion, I rather sell those two waste, man, and just try to convince Ndombele to stay and play for Spurs.
Like the odds are, if you have to pick one or the other, whatever you end up keeping is probably going to be a pile of dog shit anyway. But at least Ndombele is a pile of dog shit that you might be able to turn into something a little bit better than dog shit. I don't know. Like Sissoko is just dog shit, and Aurier doesn't want to be here either. So yeah, I would definitely keep Ndombele. I think he has the potential to impact the squad more positively than the other two combined.
Remember,
So-
Sonny, when he first came into Spurs, he wasn't
Good
that
night.
thrilled.
Everybody have a
Good
good
night,
night.
in the
Mr. Mac.
Premier League.
Yep.
Bye
See you
bye,
later,
Cody.
If I
And,
sell them, or if I keep them, do I have to play them? Because if I can just send them away, I'm probably selling Ndombele because I can actually get some value for them and maybe bring somebody in. But Sissoko and Ori, we're getting nothing for them if we sell them. So
I guess if you
Let's let Cody do his outro. So
I
we
just
can go,
want to
and
say
then-
shout out to the Universe Galaxy if you're watching, buddy.
and follow Cody
and
Mack
to
at
Michael Jackson,
Comac2 on
and to Michael
Twitter,
Jackson.
and
Bye, everybody.
we'll see you Tuesday.
See ya.
If you keep Aurier and Sissoko or Ndombele, they're gonna play. They're gonna play for the club. So you can't just do it because you think you're gonna get more money for them. So would you rather Ndombele stays and he doesn't want to be at the club,
Even
or would you
if
rather
I
keep
get
Sissoko and Aurier who are shit but they want to be there?
listen, but like they want to be there all for the wrong reasons. Though they want to be there because it's the most money they're gonna make. It's the biggest club they'll ever play for. After that,
I think they try though. They're just not very good, but I think they do try.
No.
Listen, I can't answer this question. Someone asked me this today, and I couldn't give them an answer.
So
I
I
don't know.
can.
I
I
don't
think
know.
Sissoko is also a poison to that dressing room. I think he's part of one of those deadwoods that throw a lot of managers under the bus. You can see how he reacted after him and Jose fell off. How he would track back, just walk back a little bit. Game
one
after
of the
game,
snakes.
not
You
tracking
think
back.
he's one of the snakes?
He was definitely one of the snakes. Did you see when we talk about body language, we saw many games of Sissoko just not tracking back, not helping out the midfield, not running around. So in my opinion, Sissoko has to go. He's a worthless player. He's one of the snakes. He apparently has influence in the dressing room. I don't want someone like that influencing my dressing room. So get him gone. Aurier is another player with horrible discipline. Walked out halftime, by the way, in Liverpool. You know, he's a horrendous defender. Get him gone. With Ndombele, as pissed off as I am at him, and as much as I would love to sell him and, you know, get someone else, I would rather take my chances with him, trying to convince him to stay at Spurs and play under Nuno, than taking a chance under Aurier and Sissoko, who I know are shit.
It's the attitude, isn't it? Those two have actually got an attitude which is personal and against the club to a certain degree when it's against the club. Whereas him, he's basically just a kid from another land in over here, and without people being able to speak his language or understand him, he's kind of a bit lost. You're saying that basically, if he can be found, then bang, we got ourselves a talented, like the next superstar.
But yeah, I mean,
superstar.
Let me ask you this here.
Do everything.
Let me ask you this here. Raise your hand.
He goes past people, man. It's amazing how he does it.
Raise your hand, right? Or, you know, just say yes if you think Ndombele has amazing talent. Who here thinks Ndombele has amazing talent?
Of course.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you think Aurier and Sissoko has amazing talent.
Aurier?
They're old.
You actually think Aurier has amazing talent, Will?
He can cross the ball really well.
Yeah,
Honestly,
attackingly, I think
that corner point there outside the goalie area, he's a very dangerous kid.
I think he'd be a better right winger than he would be than a right back. Right wing back would be great for him.
I don't think he has amazing talent. I think he's a donkey.
But Ndombele doesn't
personally,
get picked. He's given a transfer request, and he doesn't want to be at the club. Do you know what? Listen, I love Ndombele. I've defended him, and I still defend him to this day. I think with the right system and the right way of playing football, I think he'll be amazing. But we're not just watching Nuno's team. I don't think Ndombele fits in Nuno's system. I don't think Ndombele will ever do well playing this kind of football.
He was a Poch player. You can tell he's a luxury player. That Poch, you know, and this is a thing, Sal. You know, we really fucked over a lot of players like Lo Celso and Ndombele because you can tell they were a Poch signing. You could tell they were like part of a system that Poch had, and it's really unfortunate we never gave Poch that chance. And now we got two defensive.
That's the biggest mistake we've ever done.
And now we got two defensive managers, and they're not really defensive midfielders. So it's
if you play a 4-3-3, right? Yeah, then the guy in the middle has to be able to do 2 or 3 different tasks really, really well, right? He's got to be that guy that can intercept everything, like a Højbjerg, right? He's got to be that guy that can hold the back defensively, like Dyer used to. And he's also got to be that creative element that can pick a pass and ping it here and there and create the tempo of the game, right? That to ask for all 3, that's the reason why I was looking at Camavinga as younger talent coming in that have shown the ability to do all 3. That's what Pogba is supposed to be able to do.
Mr. K,
go on.
You know the 4-3-3 system. Do you know when it became like a system that people used to talk about a lot? It's when Pep's Barcelona played tiki-taka, and the 4-3-3 creates more triangles on the pitch than any other formation.
No, the 3-4-3 does.
Sorry, or the 3-4-3, but both do.
3-4-3 actually does more.
No, because
that's the reason why the
no. Wait,
yeah,
1 minute.
Destroys your back 4.
No. Let me explain what I'm saying. But the 4-3-3 is a much easier system to then change into another formation. The 3-4-3 is not as flexible. So that's why the 4-3-3 is the prime system for tiki-taka. The problem is, when you play 4-3-3... Right, but this is the point I'm trying to make. So when you play a 4-3-3 with 2 holding mids, like we do...
it just doesn't work.
It defeats the point of a 4-3-3.
That's what I was trying to say, that if you got Højbjerg and you've got, Skip, then you'd want to have a 4-2 with them 2 in there, and then you'd have a 3 across that, and then you'd have a 1 in the front. But
the 4-2-3-1 I hate.
So defensive, man. That's
4-2-3-1 is so defensive.
It doesn't work in today's football because, like you say, it's so defensive and you can't break out of it. So right now it's a 4-3-3 or a 3-4-3.
Oh no! Wait! A 4. No, it works if that's going to be the way you want to play. But then
But
you
number
can't
10, we
play
don't
like
have a
that with an
number 10.
Ndombele.
You
And
know, you need a
Ndombele
number
doesn't
10 as
work
an
in that.
Eriksen or a Modric. We don't have either. That's why the 4-2-3-1 doesn't work for us. We don't have a Modric or an Eriksen. You can't stick Moura
guys.
in there. You can't stick Sonny in there. You can't stick Kane in there. You can't stick Lo Celso in there. None of them can cut the mustard of what you require in a 4-2-3-1, where the one in the 3 is the number 10 stuck in the middle of it. We don't have one of those players right now. We're growing them, but we don't have the article in any way. I mean,
I don't think you can play Ndombele in any team that plays with 2 holding mids. I just don't think it's possible to free him to do what he needs to do. He then gets drawn into doing shit that he wasn't brought in to do, and this is the problem we've got with him now. I don't think Nuno's going to change the system just to suit Ndombele.
Well, the thing is also, Stel, is this is Levy's fault because
It's always back to Levy.
No, it always is back to Levy.
No, I
but
agree.
it is his fault because like how are you this dumb? Really, like we had Pochettino, right? Who brought in Ndombele and Lo Celso, and some more players like Sessegnon and all that stuff.
was Plan C. He wanted Bruno,
yeah.
But
like he still brought in these players with the intention of attacking, because Pochettino is an attacking coach, right?
Yeah.
And then you bring in Mourinho, and then you sign Rodon, Højbjerg, who are more defensive style players. And then you bring in, like Nuno, who's another defensive coach. Like you keep bringing in all these coaches with different styles, though, right? And then they're going to get players to fit their style. But like, there's no consistency. Like when we sacked Poch, we should have at least gone an attacking manager. We shouldn't have gone Mourinho. We should have at least gone an attacking manager. Like the fact that we got a defensive manager in Mourinho just gonna set us back even longer, and it's gonna hinder Lo Celso and Ndombele useless. It's really stupid from Levy. He pisses me off, man.
That's easy enough.
But let me just read this out real quick. It says Aaron Dove says, "Thanks, lads. Fun bands. Hope Goguma gets on one day." She said that she prefers the chat, but Goguma님도 한번 나왔으면 좋겠는데요. Saying, "Come on the show at least one time." But yeah. Continue. Sorry for the interruption. I have more to say.
I think I'm gonna have to go to sleep, lads. It was great talking to you, but I'm getting pretty exhausted. It was a great win. 6 points to the Spurs. 1-0 to the Spurs. Fuck Arsenal. I hope they get relegated. And come on, you Spurs.
Fuck Arsenal always.
All right.
Good night, Marcelo.
Good night, Marcelo. Do you know one thing that needs to be addressed with Tottenham, and it's going to catch us out very, very soon. We don't score enough goals. This 1-0, even pre-season beat Arsenal 1-0. It's good, but then it comes back to bite you.
We've been going into both games without a recognised forward, though. I mean, both.
Yeah,
of them,
but how many chances are we creating?
How
many chances are we creating, though?
No, but come on, we're not Man City and we're not Barcelona, so we don't possess those qualities right yet to go into a system as a strikerless system. You can play someone in that position, but they're not a real striker.
No, but how many chances do we create?
Chelsea's the classic example, right? Yeah, where they go out there and they say, you know what, 97 million, whatever it is, let's bring Lukaku in. Why? Because we need a recognised forward.
Yeah, but look at the number of chances they create for that striker. Look what we create.
But that's the point, though. The point is that at the end of the day, before you can start stretching your play to passing the ball around nicely, because we don't have the type of talent that Chelsea have got when it comes down to those technical skills of passing the ball around here and then tiki-taka wise. But what we are is very aggressive when going forward and very quick. We utilize that more so than anything else. As far as dominating a team where they're going to back off like a Burnley or something, how are we going to break the lock? We need a magician. Dali Ali, is that the best we've got? And Moura is going to try to run through them?
There's one thing that I would say, like, I'm not a fan of Adama Traore, again, and not to bring up something we talked about, 20 minutes ago, but with Son on the left and him on the right and Kane in the middle, I'd be curious to see what that would look like. because Adam Troy
Messi somewhere in the middle.
could create quite a few chances. I mean, he did put a lot of balls into the box. There just weren't any Wolves players on the end of them, right? So if Harry Kane and Son and some other people could get on the end of those, it'd be interesting to see. Even if he has no end product himself, if he's putting balls into the box, I mean, because he created big chances for Wolves. They just don't have players who can put them away. I mean, I would be curious to see what that would look like. Am I convinced that he would be the best possible option for that right wing spot? No, but better than anything we have at the moment, I think.
Yeah, the thing about a Traore, like he forced like the fullback that's on him, you can't attack that fullback because you're afraid of the counter-attacking opportunity. Because once Adama Traore has just like 3 inches of space in front of you, you're not catching him, even if he has the ball. So that's what I like. He kind of he pins the fullback back, basically what I'm trying to say. And I do think, having Adama Traore in that front three would work wonders. I mean, we were all gassing up Lucas Moura's performance against Man City, how he was pretty much just turning his man every opportunity. Adama Traore does that every game. He turns his man every game, and he creates counterattacking opportunities, basically what I'm trying to say. And I think he would be effective. I don't think he's worth the £40 million.
But then too, I think that especially with teams with less of attacking threat, you could play Lucas Moura in behind him in that second number 8 spot, and I think that you could.
Okay, well, the problem here, right? Yeah, is that does it come into my mind of me seeing Traore, rip up the right wing or whichever wing they put him on that time? But let's say right wing because he did.
That's what he is. He's a right winger.
Yeah, but if he does that and he at the end he does that beautiful cross and someone comes in and heads it in, I don't remember seeing any of those moments. I can't remember him going forward and cutting it back towards someone to take a layup.
He was Wolves. He was when the year that they won the championship. He was Wolves
and doing a cracker at 25 yards, bang straight into the left-hand corner, or slide it underneath the goalkeeper, or bang it through 2 players and both their legs. I haven't seen that. What I have seen him do is tear people apart.
Yeah, but he was Wolves.
So my point here is that tear them apart, but that's it.
But it
Wolves, doesn't help the gameplay when you've got so many different other points that you need to do, that you want someone on the right wing to do. There's too many technical skills that he just doesn't possess. He's had the years to develop them.
In Wolves last season in the championship, he was their number 1 scorer, and he was also their number 1 assister.
That's about it. The thing is, our game plan can't rely upon that.
But that's what we are relying upon. We're not breaking teams down with our.
We don't have anybody doing it now.
We're playing 2 DMs in the middle. We're relying upon our pace. We're relying upon one ball from like our defense up to Son, and then make Son use the pace. We're not playing no tiki taka to where Adama Traore is going to like ruin our rhythm of our flow of our passing. We don't really have that kind of game plan. So like
you got 2-3 different types of game plans or different types of styles of play that are going to come into action when you've got possession of the ball, right? One of them's kind of come when you're heavily being under the thumb of another team, like Man City, for example, where you're defending, you're doing a mid block, you're doing a low block, whatever blocks you're doing, you basically got the midfield and the defense acting as one unit, right? When you've got that type of play, you're going to basically do it off counter attack, which is 1-2 and third touch bang. I mean, that's it. It has to be 1-2 and third touch bang.
Yeah,
so
but
if you remember those type of games, that strategy works. Why does it work? Because you have those type of players that can play that type of way, right? And it's been proven time and time again to be effective, where the teams are afraid to come onto you, right? So you need to create that as a fear, and we've proven time and time again that we can pull that maneuver off. We've been the best of the league at it, right? So
like 4 years ago.
That's one. So you got the second one when you've got everyone spaced out, and your players are playing tiki taka. Well, we can't do that, right? Then the third one, is when they're all up on that side and we surround them and we've got the ball, right? And we have to break them up. So now, what type of weapons do you use then, right? Because
the
one
problem,
thing for sure,
Mr. K,
you don't want to get turned over, right? And get done to you what you can do to them. That's number one. So defense right now, I look at our defense and say, you know what? It's not too bad. It's leaked it once or twice, but that's about it. You know.
But Mr.
So,
K, the issue is we're trying to play a Liverpool style 4-3-3 without a Mohamed Salah.
we got a problem there where
That's what
you've
we're
got
trying to
Skip
do.
and Højbjerg playing at the same time. And once we put Skip on the right, it didn't work. Oh, it did work, kind of like. I mean, he was all over everyone. But the problem is that you really need someone to be able to go forward and attack and score a goal from there too.
But no, like in a 4-3-3, and I don't think people understand this, but in a 4-3-3, it's a fairly defensive position. And normally the way Liverpool's system works is that they have three boxed, more defensive-minded midfielders in that middle three, but their fullbacks act like, wingers, right?
No,
so they get up
and
they almost play
to be quite attacking because you've got three players at the front that are attacking, two in the middle, right, and the left and right wing. They're attacking players too.
They're not attacking players in the Liverpool side. Name three attacking players through the midfield of Liverpool.
No, I'm talking about the one on the left and the right. They're meant to be attacking players. They're meant to be.
You can put them in that. No, they're CMs, is what they are. They're not attacking midfielders.
If you're going to put people in the midfield on the left and on the left wing who ain't going to be able to cut in and attack, and you got someone on the right wing that ain't going to be able to cut in and attack, then
there's no attacking midfield in a 4-3-3.
Yes, you can have it.
There's no cam in a 4-3-3.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. What are you talking about? Yes, you can. Change the roles. Change the style of play. That's what is the formation, but you can change the roles to suit it. You can have those two players being a bit more further right and attacking through the middle channels. Boom. You got the wing back, you got the fullbacks behind you, right? Yeah, that can play with you and can back you up. You can go forward.
But in a 4-3-3, the fullbacks are supposed to push forward.
Inverted forward, where he cuts all the way straight in, leaving the gap there for you to go straight into.
In a 4-3-3, the fullbacks are meant to act like wingers. That's not how 4-3-3 works.
Yes, it can.
You can do it that way, but that's not the system. A 4-3-3 system is two inverted outside forwards. They're not wide wingers. They're not wide to the touchline.
I'm saying you cannot turn around and say that a 4-3-3, right, only has three attackers. It has five possible attackers.
The
formation's up to you how you play it. I'm saying if you have a very good player in the midfield, right, yeah, you can play that way. You need a real big giant in the middle. That's why I'm talking about someone like Camavinga or Pogba, right? Yeah, someone's able to do all those tasks and just hold the midfield. Højbjerg can possibly try to do that, and you can have an attacking. You can have Bergwijn on his right, and you can have Mora in front of him. Right. So those two over there, that's your two attacking on the right hand side. So you can have Lo Celso on the left hand side, and you can have Son next to him, and then you got Kane up front. So now all of a sudden, right? Yeah, you've got yourself five attacking players. Right. So that he can play
where does the width come from?
The width. You got two players that can decide to go far out wide. It's up to them.
Okay, so then you're outnumbered in the midfield.
No, but you got the fullback that can come charging forward every now and again, right? Yeah. The others.
It's not every now and again. The way the 4-3-3 system works, Mr. K, is that the midfield, the front three in the midfield are narrow. Your width comes from your fullbacks that get up into the corner flag areas of the attack, right? Otherwise, if you send those two center mids out wide to increase the width of play, now you have a number disadvantage in the midfield.
If you want to do that, then the central piece, right, has to become a halfback. It becomes a halfback. He shifts into the defense, right? You have to hang around with the two centre backs, and that frees up your fullbacks who become wing backs and go forward. That's how you get your width. If you want to get width that way. Right. What I'm saying is that you have already Mora and Bergwijn on the right-hand side, and either one of them can give you width. But if the method that you're talking about only works if the central piece, right, becomes a halfback and shifts back a bit when you become three in the back. That's how it works when you want to stretch them out wide. The 4-3-3 is very adaptive. That's why people had it for a decade. Most teams were using it until the 4-2-3-1 came out.
Right. And why did the 4-2-3-1 break down 4-3-3s?
Look,
no, I can tell you why.
Everyone got surprised when Nuno played a 4-3-3 with our team. Yes or no? Everyone got surprised. Yes.
No, I didn't want him to play a 4-3-3. I want him to play a 3-4-3.
Did you get surprised he decided to play that with our team?
No, because everybody thinks the 4-3-3 is an attacking formation when it's really not. That's what I'm saying. The reason why the 4-2-3-1 was picked up by teams that didn't have as good of players and it was effective to break down teams in a 4-3-3 is because it breaks those two forwards in that front line create a numbers advantage against the defensive midfielder in the midfield. That's why. And in the 4-2-3, your outside wingers are playing wider, right? That's the reason why you're getting those numbers advantages. A 4-3-3 can work, but it's not. It has to have to. You have to have a Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold type fullbacks who are attacking and get up. You're basically defending with the two. Your central defender kind of drops. Just plays on the backside of the center circle, right? So he kind of plays like a sweeper keeper in between the two center backs who play a high line. That's how Liverpool's system works. Then their striker plays more like an attacking midfielder than he does in number 9. They're two inverted forwards. That's the system that Liverpool plays.
So what you're saying here is that if you change the roles of a particular set of players in your team in the formation that you have a different style of play. And if you've got the players that can carry it out, and there's harmony and balance between the front and the back and the left and the right, then you have a style of play. That's what Nuno's talking about here.
Guys, you're
He said
overcomplicating this.
And a style of play.
This is so overcomplicated. Honestly, the first thing you want to do, how do you want to play football? Do you want to have a philosophy, a system, a style, whether it's counter-attacking, tiki-taka, long ball, low block, what style, or do you want to set up each game to shut down your opponents and capitalize on their weakness? So you either play to your strengths or you have a philosophy and identity you want to build. With Nuno, from what I see, I think he's just going for a pragmatic defensive approach, a bit like Jose, but he's made us more disciplined and he's got the players to buy into his way, and he's kind of freed the shackles a bit so that if we go 1-0 up, we don't go ultra defensive, we still try and get the second goal. So he's kind of found that happy medium with the players. Whereas Jose said, no. If we get a goal, everyone park the bus and we just stay like that. So I think Nuno's doing the Jose way with more freedom. That's what I think is happening, but it's only been 2 games. But all these formations and strategies and tactics, the foundation of what you're going to do comes from what does the coach want to play. And if we're going to play this pragmatic football with an attacking element, then for me, if you're going to play 4-3-3, you can do it, but not with 2 holding mids, because then you're just going to invite pressure onto yourself too much, and eventually you will break. Like today, when Dyer lost possession of the ball and Traore went 1-on-1, 9 times out of 10, the opposition is scoring that goal.
That's a goal.
9 times out of 10, we got away with it. So
you go.
I've got nothing against him playing 4-3-3, but not with 2 holding mids. That's crazy.
That's what I was saying, that you only one person in the midfield, the central one, right? Yeah, is the one that acts in a defensive way. The other 2 have a freedom to attack. That's the only way to make a 4-3-3 attacking.
Well, no, Will's right, because what happens is when you attack, the 4-3-3 actually goes into 3-4-3. So what happens is the midfield player, he drops and makes a triangle with the back 2. So now you've got 3 at the back, but in a triangle, and then the 2 wingers, the wing backs, they push forward. And if you watch Pep Barcelona, that's exactly what he did. He always had slim, athletic wing backs.
And that's how he did it. Exact same way.
Yeah. But we don't. Tanganga's not going to bomb up and down. Reggie
right, that's what I'm saying. We're playing a lopsided 4-3-3.
Basically, yeah.
It's lopsided because you got Reguilon going up the left, and we don't have anybody. You got Skip. So you got the whole right side is ultra defensive. You've got either Skip or Højbjerg playing on that right midfield role, right? Dele's playing on the left midfield role, and then you got Tanganga who's not getting forward. So what you have here is you've got this it's lopsided. Our right wingers even almost playing like a wing back. He's not even playing as a winger or as a forward. It's just lopsided 4-3-3 right now. And I'm saying we need to straighten it out. You got to balance it out.
Well, I mean, today, they were saying that Ali was playing slightly further back than he's playing at the same level that Højbjerg and Skip were playing at. So the duties that they were doing, he was also
right as a CM. That's what he's supposed to do.
Right. That's if you want to be that central. You don't have to be so central. My point is that if you want to use this formation to attack with, then those 2 out of midfield positions, they're going to have to go a little bit further forward.
Oh, and I totally forgot about this from James. So James Joris, big up to all. Love the band. Very excited for the season. If info go ahead, if into 2 games we're in like this, it will, pun intended, be a fun season ahead. Thank you, James. I think he's gone now, but I forgot to
Listen,
read it.
Yeah, we are. Listen, we are overanalyzing it. He's right.
Yeah.
2 games in, we are overanalyzing it,
Loving
but
it.
it's just because we got scarred from the last 2 years, and if we see anything that resembles those scars, we feel potential pain coming. Like that's what it is, man. It's just we're healing. We're still healing from the shit that we went through. So anything that reminds us of that pain, we're like, oh fuck, no, please, not again.
Listen, guys, with that being said, it's 5:10 in the morning here in the United Kingdom on a Monday morning. And I've got to say good night to everyone. Or good morning
Good
to
night.
some people. Or good afternoon to if you're on the other side of the planet.
I've got to go sell drug. I've got to go sell some drugs to kids.
Scott,
Good.
pleasure to see you on the stream, Scott.
Yeah,
Nice to hear your opinions.
nice to see you, and it's great talking to you in the chats to actually talk to you for a little bit. I didn't say much. So.
Stelios,
Jump in there, Scott. Yeah, jump in, man.
Oh,
I know it's
oh,
first
no, I
time.
know.
So if
definitely.
Jump in there.
Stelios, something Bob would say, piss off. And good night, Will. Thanks for having me on.
Good night.
So
You're always
look,
welcome.
make sure I press the right button. I don't want to close anything down.
Leave studio. Do not hit the one that says end broadcast. There you go. But you got Scott. You got to jump in there a little bit of man smell. You got to jump in there with the man smell and just jump in there. Otherwise, with the personalities that are on here, you will never get to say anything. It's jump in and.
Where are you from, Scott?
Me, I'm in Canada, but I'm out west. So
Vancouver.
No, not that far. I'm an hour south of, or 2 hours south of Calgary. I don't know if you know Calgary.
Yeah. Well, I know where it is on the map. I've never been there.
Yeah, so I'm 2 hours south in Lethbridge. It's about 100,000 people, so not a small city
town
for you guys, but big city for Canada.
No, 100,000. That would be a big town in England too. I mean, they only have 60,000 in the population, or 60 million rather.
I think London is 8 million. Well, I used to live in Brighton. That was about 250,000. You know what it is though? Like everything always feels overpopulated in Britain because land-wise we don't have a lot. Whereas Canada, USA, you've got huge land. So you could have 1,000 people in a village, but the village would be very vast. Whereas 1,000 people in a village in England would be like very compact.
Yeah, I think there's some sort of stat of England or London is how small it is compared to like Alberta where we live, and the amount of people that they have in London in that area versus Canada, it's ridiculous just because of how few people we have in terms of population density.
So Atlanta has about 6 million people in its metro area.
Sorry, I didn't catch the name of the guy in the top right.
Abdul.
Oh, yeah.
He's been around for a long time. He's been on your show a couple times.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice to meet you, man.
Maybe it was the 2 Bryans that he was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Did you do the podcast too, Abdul?
Sorry?
Did you go out on their Monday podcast as well, once?
No, he hasn't. I would know.
No. I've seen their like I've been in the chat a bunch of times, so
yeah,
I'm familiar with it. Yeah.
Where are you from, Abdul?
Toronto.
Oh, Canada as well, yeah. Oh, so you know the
yeah.
Bryans and Cody and everyone, all that guys.
I've seen them on. I went to the sports bar on Man City, the opening day, and I seen them.
Oh, Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard, yeah.
Yeah. Brian loves that place.
Yeah, he's there. He was there like 2 hours before the game started, just putting up like a bunch of Spurs flags and running around like a madman.
You guys should all find your local Spurs supporters club and go there for match day, right? Every time I go to America or Canada, well, I've never been to Canada, but every time I've been to America, whatever city or state I'm in, I always find where the Spurs supporters club is, and I go and find them. And man, it's such a great like day, being with them. And yeah, you should make it a habit if you can. There's really good Spurs support around the world. You should get involved.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get involved. The only problem is it's an hour away from my house, so it makes it tough at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Maybe just go for the big games then, Will.
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the ones that are around that are from the 12 o'clock ones and the 3 o'clock ones. The last 2 matches have been at like 9 and 10, so those are too early for me to get up and drive an hour.
Mate, you should take like a microphone and
I plan on it. I told him that I wanted to do that. I try not to spam the groups with my stuff, so people tend to not really know who I am. But I kind of, one guy posted one of Cody's tweets in the group, and I was like, "You guys know Cody Mack? You follow Cody Mack?" I was like, "Small world." And they're like, "Yeah." And then one guy was like, "Yeah, you know, we should have. You've kind of been a lucky charm for us. We should have got you a limousine to bring you down to the watch along." And so I thought he was saying because he knew who I was, right? Like he was making some kind of play, like because I was a YouTuber or whatever, that he was that they should do that. And then I was like, "Oh no!" So I was like, maybe one day I'll do. I plan on coming a lot often and doing some live shows from the watch along, if that's all right. And they said, "What kind of live shows? Magic?" I was like, "No, I only have the largest YouTube channel in North America for Tottenham Hotspur." He's like, "Oh, I didn't know that." And I was like, "Well, I just kind of figured since you knew who Cody Mack was, and he's a co-host for some of my shows, and you said that you should have brought it. I mean, why would you bring me a limousine then if you didn't know?" So it was pretty funny, but. Yeah. So I plan on doing that. I actually have all the. So this is my my USB mic, and then I'll use my iPad to run the show. So I've got all the stuff for it. Got my mic for the post-show interviews. I want to do like a We Are Tottenham TV, AFTV style interview after the fact. Where we
get a proper mic with
I got it.
Get the
I've got it.
Will Stewart THFC branded foam.
Yeah.
Of course you've got it.
Upside down.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah. It's got BS news.
BS? Bullshit.
Yeah, I think it was so I can't remember there was an acronym for it earlier, but it was like I'm gonna get another one that has THFCRants logo on there too, if I can get it to focus on there. But, but yeah, so there I can't remember what it was. Something like breaking Spurs news is what BS stands for. So breaking Spurs news. And so it's just kind of like a joke. So BS. My cousin BJ was going to use it for doing news reports.
In the UK, BS means bullshit.
I know it means that here too. That's the joke, right? So it's breaking Spurs news from BJ would be. It's a
bullshit.
A pun.
Breaking Spurs news.
Yeah, breaking Spurs
news. Oh my lord!
But yeah, it's gonna be fun. But I have like 3 of these things, so I'm gonna make one with just THFC rants on it, and then do those.
So come on,
I've got it all set up.
Are we going to sign any more players, or are we done? Is that it?
I was just about to ask that. I'm like,
what's going on? What's going on with this shit show?
We'll probably sign that little kid that we're going to loan back to somebody else who's not going to help us at all, because that tends to be what our signings are. And then that's probably it.
That's it, to be honest.
Maybe get Troy on loan if we're lucky. Apparently, Cristiano Ronaldo's coming to Spurs. There was a link out about that about
BS news right there.
5 hours. BS news. That's what I was going to do. I was going to go find out those. I wanted to do that with my cousin BJ, where he would go out in front of the stadium in London. He would go out and just report all of the bullshit links that we have with Tottenham, and making fun of them and stuff. That's what that one's for.
Do you know what? The only possible way Cristiano Ronaldo comes to Spurs, the only possible angle it could ever happen is because Daniel Levy has done the calculations, and the merchandise sales far outweigh the cost of bringing him to the club.
You know it would. All the boycotts. You can't tell me that even with all the boycotts that are going on from fans, if you get a Spurs shirt with Ronaldo on the back of it, you wouldn't get one?
Of course I would.
Exactly.
That would be worth bucks in about 20 years' time.
Yeah.
I'll be lining up early in the morning my backpack.
But what are they going to do? Because they can't get rid of the 7 because they can't piss off all the Korean fans.
Messi gave up his number 10. I don't know if Ronaldo would, though.
He
Who's
seems to
number
have
seven?
that
Oh,
CR7 branded more. I don't know,
Yeah.
and Messi did.
Yeah.
Messi doesn't really have his number on his logo for like his shoe contracts and stuff like that. But I don't think Korean fans would necessarily object, to be honest with you.
Are you guys familiar with the original Ronaldo?
Yeah, number 9.
Yeah. You know, he was one hell of a player, that guy. I think he's one of the best dribblers I've seen with the ball. Maybe Messi's better, but I don't know, man. Ronaldo number 9 was every time he played, it was like, wow.
I caught him late. I caught him like super late. I wasn't able to see like the phenomenal, Inter Milan. Nah.
Watch him when he was at Barcelona when Brian Robson was manager. That's the Ronaldo you want to see.
Yeah, I just saw him in international. We didn't get football is a lot harder to watch in Canada back then. Recently, it's been actually the last 2 years, I think 3 years. Whenever we got the zone, like it's really exploded. And I'm sure you guys, I don't know if you've heard of it from Daigle or Ireland, but the zone that we have here is amazing for watching. Like last year, I could watch all the Serie A games, all the championship games, all the EPL games, go back, watch them late.
Oh, is that the
rewind,
app they were
fast
talking
forward.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really helped with watching games, because before that it was hard. Even EPL games, I remember we'd get like a game of the week kind of idea, and we could watch one game a week. So it's hard. I don't know if it's the same with you guys up in the States, Will, or not, but
We have it split
it's really
around.
grown.
We have a little split around. So we have a thing called Fubo TV, which is an online service, and you can get, ESPN, NBC Sports, and then you used to get BN Sports when they had La Liga and all that stuff on there, but now that's switched. But now, really, all you really need is Peacock and ESPN Plus, and you can pretty much watch everything, except for the Champions League stuff. You have to get Paramount Plus for that. But ESPN Plus is only like $5 a month, and so you can watch Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A, the Championship, the J League, Australian League, all kinds of stuff. I think the only one you can't get now regularly is Liga. I think that's still on BN Sports, but
Yeah, they have the rights.
yeah, and then NBC has the rights to the Premier League, and but ESPN has all the rights to the cups, the FA Cup and the EFL Cup. So with that $5 a month, man, you really do get a lot. And then Peacock is like $5 a month too. So for $10 a month, you're basically getting everything except for Champions League, Europa League, and
How do you watch Champions League in Europa?
there's another service called Paramount Plus. CBS has the rights for that. They just had it before. It was on a different place. It's been switching around every 2 years, which is kind of annoying, because then I end up forgetting to cancel the one that's not on anymore. But that one, I think it's Paramount Plus is like, I want to say it's like $9 a month, but you get all the other TV stuff with it too, the movies and all the other jazz that comes with it. It's not like you just get that. So I'm probably gonna cancel my Fubo TV subscription. I don't watch it near as much as I used to, because it used to have BN and all that other stuff before they did that Peacock service. But not all the games are on Peacock. That's the problem with the United States, is that they don't want to lose their cable subscribers. So they'll do like 3 games a day on NBC Sports, and then the other rest of the games on Peacock. And for whatever reason, Tottenham's always on NBC Sports for like 50% of the season, and it's on Peacock for the other 50% of the season. So you have to have both the cable subscription, and Peacock, or I could watch it for free on Peacock the next day, but I can't watch it live. That's the annoying part.
Do you know it's still cheaper and better access to watching English football outside of England than what it is in England?
Yeah, because you have like blackouts, right?
The only downside is the commentary you get is like dog shit compared to what we get. That's the only downside.
Yeah, it's usually ESPN.
They're
Like it's
fucking
like
useless. ESPN are useless.
it's like Craig
Craig Burley.
Craig Burley,
Guys,
or
can I tell you, Craig Burley was a dog shit football player.
or who else was that other guy? That the old who's the old white haired dude?
Ian Rush.
No, not Stevie Nicol. The
Right, Stevie
the
Nicol played
commentator.
in one of the best Liverpool teams ever. So he was actually a good player, but he was like one of the weak links of the team.
Like John O'Shea.
No,
John O'Shea was fucking useless, but he played under Alex Ferguson, so guaranteed trophies.
I tell you what, NBC's commentators are far better than Fox's, though. Right, Alexi Lawless and that Stu Holden or whatever his name is. Like, come on now.
We get the British
old
guys
washed
here.
up U.S. men's national team players that do commentary on their stuff, and it's horrible.
Yeah, we get the English commentary on the Zone. So we have like what's his name, Peter Drury, I think, and the girl Karen Carney. Is that her name? And
who are these
I don't
people?
know. I think it's from. I can never remember who it is. They have the halftime show with like Ian Wright and Michael Owen and Owen Hargreaves. It's all English guys.
That's
we don't
BT
get
Sports. That's BT Sports.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all English people on the ones we get through the Zone. It's all we don't get the American, or we don't have Canadian commentators either. The US they get all the, or I guess they're not all American. They're
the best commentaries on Sky Sports, but you pay stupid money for it. Like probably in British money, about 80, 90 pounds a month. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
sheesh.
Yeah, the Zone's like 150 Canadian a year, I think. Something it might have gone up.
A year? Wow.
A year, yeah. And then again, like I said, you get all those. You get Six Nations rugby. You get some boxing. You get NFL. If you like, I could watch any NFL game. The same thing. There's There's a whole bunch of other things that I don't watch that might interest others.
Yeah, the Zone has everything. The Zone. I used to have the Zone. That thing practically gives you everything. So it's actually worth it.
I don't know what they can do in Korea. When I was in Korea, they didn't really have a lot of options. You could like OCN and stuff like that. They have a channel called OCN that played late night games. I don't know who does it now. I'm sure it's a lot more popular than it used to be. But
I remember we were in Singapore, I think, and we waited until 3 a.m. to watch Spurs play Manchester City, and we stayed up all night. We were tired, and we thought, right, we've gone this far.
Yeah, Ian Dark, that's what I was talking about.
Let's watch the game, and we fucking lost like 6-0 or something. Yeah, and we ruined our body sleep for that shit. Oh my god, man! Never again.
That's terrible, man. I don't know how some people stay up.
Do you know what's funny? The same day, so I was traveling with my friend he's an Arsenal fan, and I said to him, I'm not going out tomorrow night. He goes, no, don't be like that. I said, no, I'm in such a bad mood. We just fucking lost 6-0 at home. That's the worst performance I've. Fuck Tottenham. I was just just getting that ratty mood when things go bad. And he goes, no, don't be like that. We're on a trip together. Don't let me down. I was like, oh yeah, but I'm not in the mood. I'm upset. Anyway, the game after was Man United Arsenal. And Man U beat Arsenal 8-2.
Oh, was that year?
Yeah, so like for us we have Rebecca Lowe.
Sorry, he turned around to me and he goes, I don't want to go out tomorrow night. Fuck this shit. I was like, no, I'm quite happy now. I'm quite happy. I'm ready to go out.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Sorry, Will. Sorry, man.
No, that's cool. I actually interrupted you. I thought you were done with the story, but no, like so we have like for our pregame and halftime shows, we have Rebecca Lowe, and then Robbie Earl, and
Robbie Earl's he's all right. Robbie Earl, he's not too bad.
And then Robbie Mustoe.
Oh god, do you know what? These are all fringe players that are just clutching at straws to have a career in football. Still, these people.
And then we have White, Dixon, and LaSalle provide the the play-by-play commentary.
Yeah, so these are players that were in teams that won like the Premier League, but they were the least most important players in the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fabian Delph. So I think
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Fabian
we don't
Delph.
get Neville and all those guys. Roy Keane. Which is good because I don't really like Roy Keane. So, to be honest.
Roy Keane is there just to add spice to the show.
Pick people off.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
It's kind of like Craig Burley on ESPN, to be honest with you. That's really...
but Craig Burley's an asshole, man. He just he criticizes everyone and everything as if he ever achieved anything in his footballing career, which he didn't.
And then, so it's like usually Craig Burley and Stevie Nicol arguing with each other is really kind of, it's just the dumpster fire that they create for fun. And then, except when they're talking about Tottenham, then they're both on the same side and they both crap on us.
Yep, of course.
Without
all they do is talk shit. I swear, man. Those two.
I used to listen to a lot of ESPN FC, and I'm glad I missed the season when Liverpool won because I can't imagine Steve Nicol must have been just awful,
he was just
insufferable that season because I couldn't stand him when they were not doing great. So I can't imagine what he's like that season must have been.
How long have I since 2006? 2006.
Do you know what kills us? This is the worst period in our history post-war when it comes to trophies. We've never been through a period like this. Never. This 20-year drought is what Daniel Levy and Enoch have done to us is unforgivable, and they get away with it. We've never been through a period like this, and they're the only common denominator. So we have no. You can't even tweet Craig Burley or what's his name, the other guy, Nicol, because you've got no leg to stand on. You can't say, yeah, but we won that trophy. Yeah, but we won that. We don't have an argument. As soon as
John, are you watching from the beginning and then like commenting? Because we're talking about what people are on TV. Like, I don't understand why that's controversial. Are you watching the argument we had about Harry Kane like an hour and a half or 2 hours ago, and then commenting in the comments? Because
I really don't believe what I'm hearing, Will.
Those are the announcers that we have here. I don't understand.
How long have you been playing football?
He's passionate about announcers.
He's got to be watching back to where we were.
Yeah. I talk about
the Harry Kane. Yeah, that's what he's watching.
John, what specifically are you in disbelief of? Like what particular league? Like what? I don't understand the point you're making here.
Yeah, I think he's going back. I think he's. Yeah, see, he's listening to the Harry Kane story. Yeah, you gotta listen to the whole thing, man. Because Cody actually switched his positions and came around and agreed with both Stella and I. So, yeah,
it
wasn't
we'll just see. It makes sense Harry Kane now giving his full effort, especially when the transfer window is still open. And there's still a possibility that he could get his dream move. So, I think from that perspective, it's like, why would you give it all? You know what I mean? And he'll never.
I don't blame him.
Go.
I was going to say, I think Harry Kane is just a bit broken at the moment. Like his facial expressions and his body language, he just. It's almost like he wants to be. Do you know what? I actually think, when people say, "Oh, he wasn't speaking on social media," I think the club told him, like, just stay off of it. Because if you post, well done Tottenham, great result, the fans are all going to reply, yeah, no thanks to you, you weren't there. Why are you praising the team when you don't want to play for them? So if he doesn't say anything, people say, look at him, he's not praising the team. He's not. I think he couldn't win no matter what he did. So I think the club actually said to him, stay off social media.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, even that video that Cody showed where he was clapping the fans, right? His face wasn't smiles. It was almost the same face he had last season when it was his last home match in front of the fans and he was clapping them off. You know what I mean? It was,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I mean he's in a tough place. Like
he does. If he loved our club, he wouldn't want to leave. It's just fact.
True, he loves our club. He played for us since he was
Will,
nothing.
Will, I think he loves the club. I think he doesn't love the way it's being run. I think he's realised that.
I think that in principle he probably loves the club, right? The memories. I don't necessarily think he loves it now. You know what I mean? Like I can love, like if you have, I don't know if you ever had an ex-wife or anything like that, but you can love her but not love her. You know what I mean?
You know the problem is here. Harry Kane is risking becoming the next Dan Marino. So Dan Marino was Mr. Miami Dolphins. He won nothing. He never got that ring. But and for that reason, he'll never be classed as in that bracket. He'll always be talked about, but he'll never be in that bracket. And Harry Kane must have had that similar thought process. Like, do I just forever be a legend at Tottenham but win nothing? Or do I actually want to be in that conversation when I retire? And he's made the decision that the only way he can do it is by leaving Tottenham, because just look at the transfer window right now. This was the absolute last chance to prove to this man that we're ambitious. What have we actually bought?
No, I mean, you're 100% right. And I don't blame Harry Kane for one, right? I just think that he should have done it. He should have been a man about it, I think, and just put in a transfer request. Like, he should have come out and said,
I agree. You're right.
And said, hey, fans, I love you. This has nothing to do with you. It's just time for me to move on. Put in his transfer request and been done with it, right? And then all the ball is in Levy's court, and if Levy doesn't give him what he wants, then Levy's the a-hole. But him playing these games with Daniel Levy is just made him look bad, and I think it's distracted him more than it should have, right? Because then you could just say, boom, I put in my transfer request, I want to go. But to sit there and try to force a move in the way that he has, I think is a bit goofy.
Why do you think he didn't put a transfer request in?
It's got to be a loyalty clause in his contract or something that he loses cash if he does that. I don't know. But if it's not about money, then he should have just done that in the first place. I couldn't tell you why. Cody says it's because so that way after he doesn't go to City this year, he can just kind of walk it back and say he never wanted to leave in the first place, which we all know is bullshit. And it's just, for me too, he's put us in a place now that anytime any stadium that we've been to, preseason or now, the rival fans banter us over his actions. Today, Chelsea, City, right? I mean, it's...
I think he's just been a bit naive, and I think he thought that he was going to get it all easy. Not easy, but he could leave. He doesn't have to put the transfer request in. He's still going to look great. He trusted Daniel Levy, and he's obviously... I think he's played it wrong. I think he thought he could leave, kind of have his cake and eat it too, right? Leave, but still be a legend. And if he puts in the transfer request, he thinks it's going to make him look bad. But I agree with Will. I think if he would have just put it in, people would have just said, yeah, you're right. You're fair to go. But the way he's gone about it, it's kind of got the exact opposite of everything you wanted.
Do you think maybe he was set up?
I don't know. I think his brother's
I think that's a little much for me to think he got set up. Like you're saying, by the club, that he was set up by people in the club to try to make him look bad. I don't think he was set up, but I think that the club has taken advantage for sure of what he's done, and I think that they, and probably rightly, have maybe not. I don't know if they've made it a lot worse, but I think they may have been able to do things to try to help him out, to save face for him. Not that they have any reason to, but I don't think he was set up.
Do you know what? I think next week's going to be very interesting. I'll tell you why. I think Man City are going to come in with a massive bid. I think they're going to come in with that bid. And then that will be a telling point, because then Kane will be in a position to say, you said I could go. If the bid comes, you've got your bid. Let me go. And then Levy then is going to be fucked, because then he's going to have to say, well, hold on a minute. If I let you go as agreed, because the bids come in, I don't have time to get a replacement, and I'm going to get it from all the fans for selling you now. Too late. And then Levy would have played it wrong for not setting a deadline on this. And I can see that happening this week.
Man City's gonna fuck Tottenham by putting in the transfer or giving the money too late so that we don't have time to get anyone on the window.
No, I wouldn't hold. Actually, I'd be angry with Daniel Levy if he honored his gentleman's agreement of letting him go at that point in time. I would, if it would have been me, I would say it would have been up to Harry Kane to get City to put in the money in a reasonable time. I wouldn't hold that against Daniel Levy for not letting him go, 3 days before the transfer window ends or something like that. You know what I mean? That would be irresponsible on Daniel Levy's part.
Yeah, but would we get that money next transfer window though?
No.
No, it'll drop down to 100 million.
It puts us in a position where it's like you either take it now or you don't get it.
See, I thought
Wait
that's
till
what was going to
January.
happen. I thought that's what was going to happen this week. I thought City was kind of fooling around. They knew roughly what Daniel wanted. They knew that they could come in at any point. Like they don't care about the money, right? It's not an issue for them to stump up the money. They could pay 200 million, no problem. So I thought they were kind of playing around. Knew that they'd get past the City game because it could be a PR nightmare having Harry Kane at City at the time. And I thought on that Monday they were going to come up. They knew the number that would get Kane to come to them, and they would pay that money up and come. But so I'm kind of surprised that they didn't do it this week. If they're going to wait till the very end, man, I just don't see what they gain from that, because they put at risk of Daniel Levy saying no, right? That's to me the only way he says no, even if they give him the money he wants, if it's right at the last minute and he says
What I would
no.
say, what I would say is Daniel Levy is, if it comes in the last minute, say, I'll take 200,000 or 100, say they offer 160 million. So I'll take 140, but you give them back to us on loan till January. That's what I'd do.
They'll never do that, because then you're not going to give £140 million asset back to a club where he might get injured. Exactly. Unless they put a clause in the contract that if he's injured, the deal's off. But then Kane wouldn't sign up to that. Kane wouldn't play. Kane would bloody never give us 100% then.
Or just there's a fee. You drop it by another 20 million. You know what I mean? You
but then
do
Kane's
the whole
not going to give us
deal's
100%, is he?
I know it's,
if he gets
crazy, but if we sell Harry Kane, I know this is a insane thing to say. How much money from that, let's say, $160 million transfer fee, would we have to use to entice Cristiano to come here? Because there's reports, because Mendes is his agent and Paratici has good rapport with Mendes, that sort of thing, it could work out. How much money would we need to give Ronaldo?
Daniel Levy hates Mendes. They do not get on them too.
Yeah, but I feel like Daniel Levy, it's Ronaldo we're talking about here.
So what was your name? I didn't catch your name.
Wobbles.
So Wolves
or Josh Wobbles.
Oh, Wobbles. Oh, Wobbles. Yeah. I've seen you in the comments. Nice to meet you. Wobbles. I don't think we will spend the money getting Cristiano Ronaldo because of his age. If we get £160 million, that money will have to go to getting at least minimum 2 strikers. Minimum. Maybe 1 striker and 2 outstanding goal-scoring attacking mids. But there's no way we'll get Cristiano Ronaldo.
I'm asking, how much would Ronaldo cost?
Isn't the problem with Ronaldo his wages more than the transfer cost?
He's on £600,000 a week at Juve, so that's 6, 12, 8. So he's on 2.4 million a month per year.
What you do
costs us about £30 million per year wages.
What you do is you send them in on belly, right? And then you get Ronaldo in on loan, and you get whatchamacallit to pay half his wages, just like you did with Bale. You structure that Ronaldo transfer in the same way with Bale. You get him in on loan for a year. You send Ndombele the other way, and you get Juventus to pay half Ronaldo's wages.
Yeah, but guys, if we sell Harry Kane and we get all that money, we're supposed to be going for a rebuild. Is Cristiano part of a rebuild, or is that just a 1-year fix? I don't know. I'm not too sure about bringing in Cristiano. I don't think it makes sense.
Yeah, if we do sell Harry Kane, you got to get like someone like Yuri Tielemans would be perfect, like that kind of midfielder. Who can play that proper box-to-box role. We just need to stack up, get like a bunch of younger players and just kind of rebuild and move on from them. Because
I know, and I'm sorry. This sounds dumb. This sounds really dumb, but I'd take finishing outside of Europe again just to see Ronaldo play week in week out for Tottenham. I'm sorry, I would.
Guys, we've sold Bale, who scored 12 goals. If we lose Kane, that's 26 goals. We're literally hemorrhaging 40 goals a season, and we're talking about, bringing in Tielemans or Ronaldo. We need people that are going to score goals, man.
Dude, Ronaldo's going to score goals. He's won Golden Boot even in Serie A at his age. You know what I mean? It's
Premier League, Will. It's far
I know, but still, man, he's still going to at least get 20 plus a season.
Is Marcel Sabitzer still an option for us, or
he won't come to us? We don't have Champions League football.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Ronaldo's not going to want to play for a team that's not in the Champions League.
Listen, Cristiano Ronaldo will be the greatest player that's ever played European Conference League football.
Yeah, he would.
The competition will never see a player like him again.
Maybe next year, we'll get him for a year loan, or get him on a free for a year next year. Pay him. What the transfer fee would have been, and plus his wages, right?
I think City are going to come in with a big bid this month, this week. I think they're going to come in.
Why doesn't City go get Ronaldo?
The same reason I told the Bun that Messi will not go to Man City, because Man City are not going to bring a player of that age to their club. No chance.
Why not?
Because when you bring a player of that age to the Premier League, it's a massive risk, regardless of their ability, because it's just that it's such a demanding league. If you play in Spain or Germany or Italy, you don't have to go away to Sheffield United on a Wednesday evening. You don't have to go and play these really Burnley who get in your face. Dude. They get physical. They make the game horrible. It's shitty. It's, that's classic English football. Just rough them up. If we can't beat you technically, we'll just get physical with you.
Yeah. I'm saying it, tongue in cheek, because it would be great to see Ronaldo put on that top every single weekend. That's what would be cool.
It would be amazing if Ronaldo played for Spurs. I mean, fucking hell, that's like, he'll go down as the greatest player that's ever played for us.
And if we're his last club in the top 5, that would be even better.
But that's not going to happen. We're not going to get him.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. Not going to
happen. But if you say still that you think that they're going to come in, City's going to come in with a big bid for Kane, I think it'll be very telling what happens to see what role Paratici really had, or Paratici, is that how it really has at the club, because I think we all know that in the past that Levy would take that money if it was what he wanted, and he wouldn't care if we had the proper replacements in. He would worry about that later. So if we do that and we don't bring in the proper replacements, I think it's clear as day that things are not changing, even though we have the new director of football in.
Well, the fact we've left everything to the last minute again proves that nothing has changed, because surely a new director of football, the first thing he would have done is said, right, let's get the business done quick. We don't want to start the season still worrying who the second striker is going to be, who's going to be the creative midfielder, have we got a replacement right back? And we're still asking these questions with a week to go. So
yeah, I don't think we're going to sign anyone. So I've already settled my mind in moaning about, this transfer window and how horrible it was. Like, we'll sign that Sarr kid, and we'll loan him back, and then that'll be it. And then there might be like one makeup signing, like getting Traore on loan from Wolves on the deadline day or something like that, and that'll be. Or we'll go up and find somebody out of the championship to buy.
I think we might get a squad midfielder, not somebody who's going to replace. Like they had, who was the guy the guy in Italy that plays for Uruguay, Nandez or something, right? Somebody like that who's not going to do much. He's just, I don't want to say just a body, but he's not coming to the starting 11.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're going to go into this season with Sissoko, Aurier, Winks, Dyer, Sanchez. It's
No,
like
they're gonna be playing for the U23s, with the exception of Sanchez. Those other guys are gonna be playing for the U23s. I mean, Harry Winks did come on today. I don't think you'll see Sissoko and Aurier in a Spurs shirt again. I mean, we haven't seen them at all. I didn't even know. I forget that they're even still players for the club.
Exactly.
So I haven't even seen them in training photos. Have you? Have you seen either of them? I think I've seen one or two pictures of Aurier in a training photo, but I don't think I've seen Musa Sissoko in a photo all season.
Are they even on the squad today? Did they even make the squad?
No. Not even on the team sheet.
Would anyone even pay money for him now?
Musa Sissoko? Somebody offered us money for him, I think last season. We turned him down.
How much? He must be 32, 33 years old.
No, I think he's like 30 or something.
He's 32. I'm on Google right now.
Oh, is he 32?
Yeah, 1989.
Yeah, he's almost the same age as my sister.
You hear about how great or how big of an influence he is in the dressing room. Seemed like, I don't think he was Poch's first choice, but he played him. Jose played him. He gets picked by France, even though, I mean, Deschamps is an idiot, so it's not. But you would think that there's somebody we could, I'll use the word trick, into taking him and thinking that, yeah, he can be a good veteran.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to go, dude. He's like on wages. That's what I'm saying. His new contract that he signed just after Pochettino, or the season before Pochettino got sacked. He signed a contract in the summer after our Champions League season, and can't remember how much he's on, but I think
didn't the team from the Middle East want to sign him?
Yeah, but they said no because of or something like that, or I don't know. But he doesn't want to go though. He doesn't want to lose his wages. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
See what his contract is.
Guys, I need to shoot, man. It's almost 6 a.m. over here.
Yeah, we're actually killing the stream in 9 minutes. But go ahead and plug your channel and then bounce out. So.
Oh, Tottenham away. Simple. There you go. I can't be bothered to mark it.
It's boring. It's boring.
No, we're doing a podcast 8 p.m. UK time today. There you go. Done.
3 Eastern for us folks here in the US who are primarily on this stream, although not so much anymore. But yeah, so 3 p.m. ES Eastern, 8 p.m. GMT. Check out that podcast. Who's your guest today?
So we got a guy called Mark who is from a fairly new podcast called Raw Emotion.
Okay.
And he's a really good talker. He's appeared on We Are Tottenham TV once or twice, and he just caught my attention. So I got in touch with him through Twitter. He's coming on. I think he's a good
bearded
talker.
fellow. Looks like me, kind
of. There's 3 of them, so I don't know which one we've actually got. Mark is the one we've got.
Yeah, he's on Tottenham. I think the one that We Are Tottenham TV. He's kind of got a beard like this.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but he might have hair though.
Well, we've all lost our hair supporting Tottenham. It would affect every Spurs fan eventually.
Yeah, I used to look like Brian Will before I started supporting Tottenham.
that guy needs to cut his hair, man. What the hell's he doing, man? It's all over his face. It's ridiculous.
I don't know. He does. But all right, my friend, have a good one. If you want to stay on till the very, very end, that's cool. But
no,
any final thoughts there? Anyone else on the channel?
Sissoko makes $80,000 or 80,000
pounds a week.
Pounds a week.
That's
a little bit. Wow. I mean, for a statue, that's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
He can't move anymore.
For a small club, that would be tough to pay too for him as well. So,
listen, Will, Abdul, Mark, Wobbles. Good night to you, boys. I'll see you later.
Good night, my friend. Thanks for jumping in there and backing me up when I was getting hammered.
You guys take care.
All right. Bye bye. Abdul, any final thoughts?
We have Watford next. Oh, no, we have Paco Ferreira on Thursday, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
PDF on Thursday, and then Watford on the weekend at home.
Yeah. What do you guys expect the lineup to be? Because it's going to be in home, okay, and we have to win. So, in terms of what do you think the lineup would be? Do you think you're going to see some people? Do you think you're going to see like a Son playing on that game, or a Bergwijn, or a Lucas Moura? Or do you see like a same exact lineup as we had last week, or just our straight B squad?
And this is Tin Hat, right? My other opinion earlier wasn't Tin Hat, but this one may be Tin Hat. But maybe Nuno used a weaker squad on Thursday, knowing that if we lost, we would be playing at home, and that he could use that would give him an excuse to play first team members, which would then give him an excuse to start shipping the lineup around. So bringing starting Romero and starting Kane, right? Because those other guys needed a rest.
Yeah.
Right, on the weekend, and then if they perform well, you just keep them moving on, and you don't have to bring in the people who you really don't want to play. So I think we probably see, on Thursday, I think you probably see Romero come in, maybe a Romero Sanchez pairing in the back. You probably see Sergio Reguilon playing on the left. You may see a Jaffa Tengang on the right. Son probably is going to sit because it looked like he had a little bit of a tweak.
Yeah, you don't want to.
He may even miss out on the weekend, to be honest with you, if he really wants to give Kane a chance to start. And then you probably see Stevie B play. I say you probably see Lo Celso play again.
Lo Celso, yeah, he'll play.
Harry Kane.
You think Harry Kane will play?
Yeah, Dele Alli. He's got to get fit, man. He's got to get some minutes into his legs before he starts doing anything. I mean, you got to put those guys to bed quick. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would start strong. Go 2 or 3-0 up, and then pull people off is what I would do. So,
yeah. I saw it as. I think it'll be a similar team. I think I could see. Yeah, I think the big question is Kane, right? If he plays, I think you could easily put Kane up front with Scarlett. Take John off. And then have obviously the center backs have to change because I think Vickers is out. Not that it matters. And but I could see them playing a similar team, but have a strong bench, so that if at halftime something's not working, you can put on who you need to. I don't think Son will start because isn't there something about him feeling his hamstring before the game?
Yeah, I don't think he'll even
so
play.
I think Son. I think you'd keep him off. But yeah, I think it'd be a similar kind of team with me. Like I said, Kane would be the interesting one for me, whether you would play him. Because I think if you put him on there, again, like I said, for Nile John, you go with Winks, GLC, and then kind of the same backline. Yeah, Brian Gill. I would play him for sure. I thought he looked decent. I don't think he was quite as good. Some people were talking about him potentially starting for us this weekend. I don't think he was that good, but I think he was fine.
He had 24 touches.
He was fine for Paco de Ferreira. So I would say, yeah, you could have Gill, Kane, Kane, and Scarlett. But I don't know. I think that lineup that we played is good enough that they could beat him. It's not. I mean, we didn't play great, but they won 1-0. So,
yeah.
And it was an early goal too. But that's my thing is we tend to not, even if you bring on people in the second half, we tend to not come off the bench and score a lot of goals. Right? We tend to be score early and hold down the fort type of team as of late. So that makes me nervous. Makes me nervous bringing in the heavy bench. I'd rather start with the heavy bench and take them off than.
I'm just so nervous because we're so thin in so many areas, and you see somebody go down, and I mean, Kane. I know I said play Kane, but if Kane goes down, and now we're having Son as our forward for the next 6 months with Scarlett backing him up, that's.
Looking at PDF play the first time, though, they weren't overly physical. It wasn't like some of the Europa League matches we had last season during when we had to qualify, and then people were getting hacked and stepped on and do whatever. So, they didn't look like an overly big or strong team that they're gonna, really harm anybody. So, I mean, they seem to play pretty clean, yeah. And that's the thing is we don't tend to do well against teams that sit deep, and we have to break them down.
We can't break them down. We're just so stationary. But yeah, man, it should be a win.
Do we have to win by 2 or more?
If we don't win by 2 or more, we have to go to a shootout. I think penalties.
Yeah.
There's
We can try
no.
to win one
Yeah.
nil, and then
There's
go
no
to-
away goal rule. I think this year.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's no wiggle. No.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I remember seeing a report that they did away with the away goal rule. UEFA.
Either way, man, whatever. We'll win the game. 100%. I believe we'll win the game, and we'll continue on, and then we're going to face Watford. I think Watford is going to be pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
it says the
comfortable,
away
to
goal
be
rule
honest.
will be scrapped from all UEFA club competitions from the start of the 21-22 season. The governing body has confirmed. This is from SkySports.com. So the away goal rule. So it says the rule was applied to determine the winner of a two-legged knockout in cases of blah 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 blah. No goals over aggregate of 2 matches. If one team had scored more away goals, they would qualify for the next round.
Well, you
What's the
read that, Will.
change?
I'm going to say goodnight. I got a little girl at the door.
Good nighty.
And to ask
Thanks for coming on,
for me to
Scott.
get her
I
to bed.
appreciate it.
So,
Yeah.
so thanks,
Take care,
guys, and I'll
Take
hopefully
care.
be on
Peace out.
more as we go forward in the season.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you're welcome anytime. Thanks for coming. Come on
Peace.
again. That'd be great. Have a good night. And then I'm trying to find what they've changed in the new one too.
I'm gonna jump off too. Thank you for having me on the show.
No problem, my friend. Come on anytime. We appreciate you having you on. Everybody who comes on, we know exactly. Somebody in the comments who reads faster than me, the impact of the road counters, original drivers, especially for attacking. Not seeing where it says what they're gonna put what the new option's gonna be.
All right. Hit the 3-hour mark. The
Yeah, just
coveted
hit it.
3 hour.
Just cross it. What's the new one? Let's just go to the UEFA site.
Yeah, man. Good game. It's gonna be a good game. I'm
Qualifying
definitely looking
phases, away
forward to
goals,
it.
squad.
You know.
One state's penalties, competition qualifies, extra time. So it'll go to. So if there are no goals, okay, here it is. With the decision to remove this rule, ties in which two teams score the same number of goals over the 2 legs would not be decided on the number of goals scored away, but 2 15-minute periods of extra time are played at the end of the second leg. And in case the teams score the same number of goals or no goals during this extra time, kicks from the penalty mark would determine the team which qualifies to the next stage of the competition. So penalties and extra time is what will dictate whether we go through not home or away goals. So
Yeah, let's just hope that doesn't go to that point. You know, the longer the game goes by, you know, I just lose interest after that. At that point, I'm just like, you know what, man, let's just give me the damn result, man. Let me head on. But anyways, yeah, like it's looking forward to it. It's a good game coming up, you know. 3-0, I'm expecting. You know, a quick little. And yeah, man, good night, everybody, man. It's been a great stream. Let's make it 3 for 3 in the Premier League. And let's make
Let's
it
do
4
it.
for 4. Let's take it one game at a time, man.
honestly, I'm not worried until Chelsea.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Abdul. I appreciate it, man. We'll see you Thursday night. We're having a post stream for the Europa League. I know I didn't get to do it last week because of my work, but this week we will have one. So,
All right. Peace out, everybody. Take care. Good night.
take it easy, folks. It was a fun show. There was some heat. There was some fire. Always a lot of good fun. Remember that if you want to become a channel member to help support the channel, you can do so by clicking the link below. If giving money to Google is not your thing, you can join the Patreon by hitting that link there. And this thing always makes me have to log back in every single time I sit there for a period of time. It's kind of annoying, to be frank. But yeah, there's links in the description for the Patreon. And if you're watching from your computer or from your phone, there should be a link somewhere in the chat. And yeah, we will be back. Next show that we've got going on now is The Bald and Beard Tottenham Boys Show. Tuesday, 1:30 Eastern Time, 6:30 GMT. Then stay tuned on Tuesday for Talk to K with Mr. K. We'll beat you down. He'll build you up. He'll get you hyped up for the match again. Then on Wednesday, we'll be having our the FPL Perspective show. We'll be going over the team weeks. It seems like it's been a tough week. I still have 3 players left to play. It hasn't been that great. But hopefully West Ham gets a result tomorrow, and I can get some extra points. But here are those links again too if you guys want them. And just throw those in the chat there for you. And yeah, we are 2-0. 2-0. And please don't take my realistic attitude as negativity. It's not. I'm happy that we won. I hope Harry Kane comes back and becomes the great player that he's always been for the squad. I'm just not seeing a reason. I'm reserving my excitement of his return until it's proven and validated that that's what he is. But folks, I appreciate you guys watching the show. You guys know I do. I love you. Stay strong. Stay Spurs. And we will see you next time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go now.